Yeah, but what's worse, nicotine or a cigarette? A cigarette is horrible for us, is what I know.
Mm-hmm, that's right. I know what it is.
I think we just figured it out. I think we just figured it out.
Yeah.
Go back to the stronger oil.
Yes, exactly. Or liquid or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, the stuff in the cigarettes. I just call it oil.
Yeah, it doesn't, feel like a liquid substance. Yeah, I did kind of felt it.
So we had a lot of fun on our show the other night when you were there with us, wasn't when we were giving Goose his goodbye party?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Goose is so funny. Isn't he funny?
Yeah.
And he just laughs and laughs and laughs and laughs. I've never known somebody laugh as much as Goose laughs. He just cracks up laughing.
I know.
He was laughing at you. He goes,
yeah.
He just giggles. He goes, look at Kings of Talk. Oh, and even Pimp Hat was funny.
Yeah. And I remember I was doing a show, my own show at a Spreaker, and they were just being silly. They say, "Oh, say that you're going to quit the internet," blah blah blah. I said, "What? I'm not going to say that."
Yeah, they were messing with you. They were.
I know. See, about I don't know how many years ago. I think I started in like 2012. I think, yeah.
I think I was one of the first people you ever called. Remember?
Yes, and then oh boy, I got trolled big time.
Yeah, you did.
But now I can handle it.
Yeah, he called my show, and we had a good time. And then, oh, wait a minute. I remember the very first time that Todd Morris called into my show, and you were there, and you were going, whoa, is this really... You thought it was really the Nature Boy, remember?
Yeah, I thought, man, he fooled me.
Well, he didn't tell you any different, though. He just kept up the lie.
Uh-huh.
How long did it take you to realize that it wasn't the Nature Boy?
Yes. Well, I'm thinking, okay, let me listen to his shows. Then I realized, aha, so he's pretending to be Ric Flair. I gotcha.
Yeah, but he probably would let you go on thinking that it was really Ric Flair, though.
Yeah. Man.
He's kind of a snake sometimes.
Yes, he is.
You just would not believe he used to absolutely love me to death.
See, I told him this on his show. One time I said, why do you hate Debbie Daly so much? He says, I don't want to talk about it.
He doesn't hate me. He doesn't hate me. That's just it. No, Nobody can like me as much as he did, and then turn around and act like he hates me. It's impossible.
I'm thinking he's just doing this and this is what my thinking is. I think that either one, he's doing this just to get on your nerves, or two, he's just doing it just to get your attention, or three, ratings, or maybe it's just all of the above.
I think he's doing it because of Desert Rose.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Really. I think he's trying to convince Desert Rose that he doesn't like me. Here's a little episode when he was on my show. Listen to this. Watch.
Can you mute it or something? There's a reason I asked that question. The reason I asked that question,
I don't even know you, so he's picking on you and life, or what's in store for me for the next.
There we go.
I've never met you, but I can honestly say I truly love you. You are special.
I love you too, Debbie.
Thank you very much for coming to the Debbie Daily Show today.
Yeah, this is Jamarcus Webb. I love my dad. You want to ask me some questions?
Jamarcus, we're so glad we're in here.
Hey, Dad, I just love you. You're so beautiful. You're in the shot of a train.
Oh,
Charlie, come and help me.
Here he is.
Debbie, I can see people going into the archives now for that comment.
Oh, no. Okay, where did I write down? What is Wags' number? I forgot it. Let me just try one more time.
911, isn't it?
We're trying to 911. We're trying to build a bridge, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
about 411?
Why won't my software update close? Quit, you piece of crap! It's trying to knock me off.
He does sound like the little popcorn lady.
I do.
At this time, no,
Well,
Bill Wagner.
Oh,
Bill Wagner.
open. Let me close down audio. No, I can't close down anything. Let me close down iTunes. Hold on, I'm just babbling.
This was 2010. 2000.
Wow, that was about
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Damn.
Yeah, now watch him take up for me with Steve Ogle. You know Steve Rush? Do you know Steve Rush?
No, I don't know him.
He was my co-host for a while, and then he always just runs away and disappears, and nobody knows where he goes. He gets in a big fight with Steve Rush taking up for me. Watch, here he goes. Just take a listen. This will blow your mind. You won't believe this is Todd Morris.
Sounds like somebody needs to be doing commercials for the holiday. And
Now, you be nice. I need his phone number. He gave it to me in Skype chat, which I'm trying to find. My Skype chat with Wags. Here it is.
hold on, I would have to go to my network.
I got it. 347-326-9835. What network? The MHH?
No. I'm talking about my...
Right on my hand.
Never mind.
I don't have any paper. I have nothing. I'm like on... Oh, here it is. I'm like on a desert island here. All right, I've got the number. Let's try one more time. If the Jew's there, I won't talk, okay?
All right.
You bet.
I don't want a bunch of boys arguing. 3, 4...
I'm not going to say a word. I'm not, you know what? I do nothing.
Just be silent. 326.
Steve, you be ready? Steve, I'm going to cue you up.
No, if he starts being mean, then jump in anytime. Here we go.
I have no idea what this is. I think I'm calling into the Bill Wagner show. I'm not sure. I think it ends bad, though.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. If you desire to speak to the host,
it says,
please press 1 at any time.
It says Todd Morris gets in a fight with Steve Ogle.
Otherwise, please hold and
He
you'll be
always
able to listen
fought
to the show.
people that were mean to me.
60,000 households, really, that's it.
Are they making 60,000 calls in a month? How'd they do
that? Would be about that. You know how long it would take you? I know a guy who was a call center.
A call center could do 60,000 households in like a...
All right. I'm reading it.
Same close would they? Probably
I'm
30
reading
minutes.
It. How are they doing it?
You just said by a call center. I can't wait to see this link that he brings in here. Now that shows true, I'm going to really shit one.
Well, I put it in there. Did you get the link?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm on a page from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, how the government measures unemployment. That's what I found.
There we go. The government conducts a monthly sample survey called the Current Population Survey. Ooh, there we go. The CPS has been conducting a survey in the United States every month since 1940. It began as Work Projects Administration as a work.
He's a troller. He pulls people from everywhere else, and he gets ratings for that. And then he's going to put together his own show again, and he's going to utilize all of that and make a massive show. So he thinks.
He had a show, and it did.
What are you trying to say there, Steve? What are you trying to say there, Steve?
What do you mean, what am I trying to say? I'm being very serious right now.
What are you trying to... I think you're throwing the hints out there, buddy.
Debbie?
Uh-oh. Now, here's what he would do. Todd Morris would fight anybody that he thought was being mean at me. Watch this, Kings of Talk Watch. This will blow your mind. You won't believe this is Todd Morris.
What, man?
Punch him in the face.
What?
Give me a yellow card. Give me a yellow card.
Well, I'll just bonk him. No, I was asking, why does the Jew do that? Why does he have this hard-on hate for me, and he doesn't even know me? I've never lied about anything that I do or don't do.
I think you should have stayed on the line. You should have let me handle that punk just the way I wanted to. There's an actual caller on the Bill Wagner show. I think he's still on there. He was the one talking before you interrupted there on the line. And he's actually been giving it to the one angry Jew for the entire Bill Wagner show tonight. He's had the one angry Jew. He called him Mad Jew or Evil Jew or something like that. He didn't even really know what his name was. He's like, what's your name? Mad Jew, Evil Jew.
Oh, there has so many names going around. The Jew this and the Jew that and the Jew this. It's so like the Moxie Jew this. Really?
I really think he's not someone that you should worry yourself about. Debbie,
y'all know what my father would say to him? Y'all know what my father would say? You know who sounds just like my father? Ghost.
Oh, no.
I swear to God. My father would tear him a new ass. My father would ask me to go down to...
I think when I called into the Bill Wagner show, Bill Wagner and the Jew must have been very mean to me, but I skipped ahead of that. I think that's why we're kind of lost here. I think that's what happened, you know? But I have a feeling that Todd Morris is fixing to tear Steve Ogle up in a minute, I think, if I remember correctly. You won't believe it's him. I mean, as much as you've heard him hate me, you know what I mean?
The Legion sometimes.
I mean, all you've ever heard is him hating my guts. You won't believe this is Todd Morris. This is what he was like for years.
For a little while.
Just watch.
And if one man looked at me, he'd go, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And I'd go, "God, here we go. Oh my God." And it was horrible, you know? And it was just like he was just a real man, like he was just you know what I mean? And I don't know.
It's like a man of steel. I mean, your dad was a Marine.
Oh, that's where Steve Ogle goes, and you're a Marine. I'm like, oh, please, don't say that.
Strange.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just like my dad. I'm my father. I'm my father's daughter. I don't look a thing like my mom. I look just like my father.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of wish you wouldn't have called there. You know, I kind of voted against that one.
Shut up, Steve. Shut up. You were just... Sometimes
so first thing, don't tell me to shut up, ever. Don't ever... I don't care if you're... All right, don't ever tell me to shut up, period. I don't care who you are or what your voice is or what your joke is. Don't ever fucking tell me to shut up.
Hey.
Talk to me respectfully. I will talk to you respectfully. Debbie? I won't play games with this punk.
What?
I've had fun with it. I've been respectful.
You just called him a punk. I'm not taking up for him.
What? You're
telling me
the nerve to talk
telling me
about
to shut
being
up?
Mr. Roadrunner at the mouth?
Y'all just have it out. Just have it out, Steve. Just tell him. Steve has got. What do you call
Steve
it?
has pissed me off. That's what Steve has done. Steve, you need to go get your own damn show. You hear me? That's right. Nobody sold you, but the Nature Boy is telling you, go get your own damn show already. All right? You want to talk and yab at the mouth for the entire 4 to 6 hours this show is on. You take it from here, and then you go to the damn. You go to the conference, and you do the same thing there. You're horrible. You hear me? Go get your own damn show already. This
Do me a
is the
favor.
Debbie Daily Show,
Smoke some more weed, and then come back.
Show. You hear me? Shut your mouth.
I never.
Are you a host here? No. You are a guest. The sheriff is the sheriff. You hear me? I'm not a host.
Before you were a sheriff.
Shut up.
No, you were.
Shut up right now. You have a red
He
card.
can let me in sideways, so.
No.
That's
We
bullshit.
have heard enough of Steve Ogle. Do you hear me? I'm speaking
You are part of the BWC. You are.
Hey,
You
shut
are
up.
part of the
Will
BWC.
you
I was
shut
right.
up? Can you close
I'm
your
right.
lips for 10 seconds?
Over talking, Steve. Over talking.
Yeah. Can you accept criticism? Huh? Can you? No. Absolutely not. You think you are Mr. Perfect, and I'm here to tell you that you are Mr. Annoying. Do you understand me? You're just too politically correct. Oh, you shouldn't have called. Oh, you shouldn't do this. And oh, you shouldn't do that. Why don't you go get a damn job as a fire marshal already? You want to tell people what they can and can't do?
Einstein, let me ask you a question. Let's see. She did call, and what was the result? Dick?
The result was positivity. That's what it was.
Well, I know you got stupid face.
Come on,
Don't even try to play with me. You'll never ever
Can you do better than that? You can do better than that.
You will never stand toe to toe with me as long as you live. As long as you live, you will never go word to word with me ever.
Wait a minute. There is nothing. I'm telling you, there's nobody on Blog Talk Radio that can survive your mouth. You hear me? You make my ears bleed, literally. The sound of your voice is annoyed with a capital A. In all capitals. You hear me? You are annoying. Get away. Go away. Go get married. Go do something with your life other than come here and
why don't you
annoy
work
us
out so
on
that
a
we aren't
nightly
so
basis.
winded
Do you hear me?
after
Do you hear me? You are killing the show. You are killing ratings. People don't want to hear you. The one angry Jew actually had a good question. He said, who's worse, the Nature Boy or Steve Ogle? And I'm going to let the people answer that for themselves. Who's worse, you or me? Really? Think about it. Do you people want to
say, I would
shut up.
Could I answer, Dick? I would say me.
I will give you, Nature Boy, you're not letting him speak, so that's kind of trollish there. But, okay, let him say something, okay? Okay?
I would say that my voice is much more annoying than a lot of people's voices. I don't believe that I speak as deeply as most guys, but then again, I'm a vocalist who's been training since I was 9 years old to have 4 octaves, okay? And I'd like you to try that one time. I'd like you to go in front of 3,000 people and sing at a 3-octave range, and that's what I do. So my voice has changed throughout the years. I have nothing against you except that I said that I believe that Debbie's best choice would have not been going out there because it was a fest of just destroying her. There was no other reason for her to go out there. And you encouraged that. Why would you encourage that? Unless you had some other goal. Over.
Nature Boy? Rick?
Are you dead?
I think he's doubting your, if I may mediate, I think he's doubting your allegiance to me, the show, whatever. Is that right, Steve?
No.
That's correct.
I don't think
I've been here for years. You've been here for weeks. So how dare you?
Years, yeah. You're responsible for the ratings kill around here that's been going on. You. Responsible. Kill. Those are the most important words in that entire statement. You kill, Steve. You kill ratings. Do you understand that?
BWC.
Spell it out for
Big
you.
time.
Do you need me to send you an email?
Guaranteed.
Do you need me to send you a Skype? What do you want? Huh?
He's not beating.
You kill ratings. That's it.
I would guarantee you 100%.
The Nature Boy brings ratings. Are you kidding me? The Nature Boy brings ratings. Just ask Debbie. Just ask her. You kill ratings. You need to spend more time on mute. Got it?
I believe we have mutiny on the Mountie.
I think it's just punk as shit, and I think that there are good people out here.
Welcome
and
to the
I've been one of
from
those.
West Virginia. There's one of my favorite peoples in there.
So as you can see, Kings of Talk, it was a weird phenomena what he did, but he went over to the Desert Rose show one night and he never came back. And then he started hating me for no reason. He never could give a reason, ever. He called me his wife. He called me his BTR wife. He would call in and say, I just wanted to call in and say I love you to my BTR wife, Debbie Daly. And then, and then he called himself the sheriff of my show. If anybody was on the show being mean to me, he would call in and rip them a new one. And he would say, you have a yellow card or a red card or whatever, like in ice hockey, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And just was crazy. I mean, and then like I say, just one night, he went over there to her show and never came back. And just launched I think it's been a 2.5 or 3 year hate campaign against me. Nobody knows why. I don't even think he can tell you why. Have you ever asked him why he hates Debbie? Me?
Actually, like I said earlier on the show, I told him this. Why do you hate Debbie? He said, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
She did some. Now there's evidence that he actually never hated you.
Oh, that's just the beginning. I mean, this goes on for years. Oh, it did. It went on for years. He absolutely it was sad. He was so infatuated with me. And I never really returned that. I mean, I never really said anything back like, oh, I love you too, or anything like that. I mean, it was, I don't know. It's just the most bizarre thing. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm thinking either one, I'm not accusing anyone here, but I wish that we all just could get along. But I really think, I remember that you basically said something about that you two were like in on this whole thing of,
what,
like,
in on him hating me? I'm in on it? Oh my God, hell no, I can't stand it. I can't stand the way he talks about me horrible.
I know.
No, I have nothing to do with it. I don't know why he hates me. He just decided one day he hated me.
And I'm thinking, well, you must give a reason why. Must be a reason. And I actually think that he don't actually hate you. I think that either one, that he went to Desert Rose and pretending to hate you, to, impress Desert.
Well, let me tell you something. That's where a lot of this starts, is Desert Rose. That's where basically all this whole damn crap started, with Desert Rose. And I was never nicer to anybody than I was nicer to Desert Rose. And she decides one night that she's going to hate me for something that she couldn't even decide on her own what it was. She said something about she said that I had called into her show and that I made a fool out of her. And so I went back. Victor and I both took the time to go back through the archives and to find out what the hell she was talking about. The only thing that we can come up with is when I first came on Blog Talk Radio, I felt bad for Desert because my show was just everywhere. Everybody seemed to be at my show, and she would be on at the same time I was on, but there would be nobody at her show. So after my show got off, we would go over to her show. We would call in there, me and Steve Oglewood, and we would call in. And she started talking one time about her son being bipolar. And she said all this stuff. And I said, that's so weird that you say that, because my son does the same thing, but he's never been diagnosed bipolar. And I said, and not only that, he's kind of gotten over it. Well, then the next night, I called in again to say hi to her, and I asked her to tell me what exactly was bipolar disorder. And she couldn't tell me. She was going, well, and here's what she claims. She claimed, this was her claim, that I, on purpose, called into her show and, quote unquote, put her on the spot, and she didn't know what bipolar disorder was. And so she says because of that she hates my guts and will always hate my guts and all this bullshit and crap and just idiocy is what it is. Plain idiocy.
You know what? If you don't know what bipolar is, then you know what? That's okay. Don't be embarrassed about it. Bipolar is basically where you have all these different type of emotions. Like next, you're sad, and then you're angry, and then you're happy, and then it is like a cycle every day.
Well,
that's what mainly bipolar is.
Hi, Tinky. Hold on, the Tinky's in here. Hang on just one second.
Tinky.
Hi, Tinky. I'm trying to, Heather.
He's trying to show you he's a grandpa.
Oh, are you being a Oh, you're an old grandpa.
Grandpa Jet, he said.
Your Grandpa Jet?
Yeah.
It's my little angel baby doll, Love that lives here. That I babysit every day, all day long. So by the time it's nighttime, I've been with him all day. And I'm like, okay, I've already seen all of this. Is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, look at him do this, look at him do that. And I'm like, I know, I've been with him all day. Yay. So that's all it is. I think that it's weird that they came back in here. I think it's really, really strange that Desert Rose pretends to hate me and doesn't hate me. She does, and she can't say why. She says, "What? I don't have the keys to the car." Okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that show where she did that to me, where she was like, "Oh, she calls in and acts like I," or something. It didn't make any sense. And for that, but that's a big deal, and that is worth talking about. And I'll tell you why, because that is the whole basis. And I do believe that it all started with Desert Rose, because anybody that came on Blog Talk Radio after that, she told them to hate me. I mean, and I've had people come to me and say, "Why did Desert Rose tell me to stay away from you?" I don't know. So to me, it all started with Desert Rose, and she still does it even today, to this day.
So you thinking that Todd Morris is brainwashed by Desert?
Yes, with a lot of other people too. And she acts like she's all sweet and innocent, and she's the sweetest little thing in the whole world, and she's not. Behind the scenes, you've heard her before, behind the scenes, she can be really mean. About me, that is.
Well, actually, I never talked to her behind the scenes at all.
Well, what I mean behind the scenes is on TalkShoe, on those late night...
Oh!
On those late night calls that you guys would all get together and talk until 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning about me. And she can be pretty ruthless.
Yeah, and the more that the more that, I was on Todd Morris' show, or so to say, Prankville, I'm thinking, hold up. There is something wrong here. Why are they always talking about her?
Usually Desert Rose was the one that hated my guts. It was ridiculous. She just hates me. And the only reason that she can come up with hating me is that I called, just like I said, I called into her show, and she could not tell me what bipolar disorder meant. And for that, and she claims I, quote unquote, did it on purpose.
I don't think you did.
Of course I didn't. I wouldn't do that to somebody. I was honestly wanting her to tell me what bipolar was. I didn't understand it. And she came on her show, and she goes, I hate her because she said something like she came on my show, and I forgot what she said. Something like, I acted all this or that or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, what? It's just stupid. At the bottom, you want to know what the real reason is? The real reason is she's just jealous because when I came on Blog Talk Radio, I stole her audience. I stole her flame. Everybody went over to my show and dumped her because she's boring as hell, and she's still boring as hell. There you go. That's the truth.
Oh.
That's the truth, if you want to know. That's the truth. She's jealous because I always have people on my show. I always have callers. I always have topics going. I don't think about her. I don't talk about her. The only reason why I'm talking about it to you is because I know that you are one of the people that has always been confused about why all this goes on, and it's totally normal to be that way because it doesn't make any freaking sense, you know.
I said this, and I think I remember that I was on one of his shows, and said, hey, instead of talking about Debbie Daly, let's talk about some real topics. Let's talk about, politicians, what do you think about religion, anything besides Debbie Daly.
That's all they talk about.
And yet he was slowly getting out of that habit. Slowly.
He was?
Yeah. Yes, he actually was, because behind the scenes, actual behind the scenes, we were going to actual do a real show, like a wrestling show or, something.
Not talking about me.
Not talking about you whatsoever. But we did the project. He canceled it for some odd reason. And now he's back at it again. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy will never change unless if there's a miracle that happens. And yet, I do have, a lot of respect for someone. I have totally respect him as a host, but as a no, wait, I take that back. As a person, I basically respect him, but as a host, I do not.
Right.
He is very talented.
That's
who
why,
I'm talking about.
That's why he was on my show. That's why he was a part of my show, was because of his talent.
Exactly. Just about the other night, or about a couple of nights ago, I was talking about how talented he is, and how he could put his talent for a positive use.
Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about with Desert Rose, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Take a listen.
Aged a bit, that the foods now affect me, but I've noticed that with the kids too, so I think everybody should, at least try to make some changes in your diet and stuff right now, because all right, let's see what we got here.
Here she goes. Watch.
You guys are sweet. Thank you. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So I came online. I guess somebody got booted. And you know what? I told him, I warned him twice. I said, dude, don't be harassing them. And he harassed the heck out of them. I'm telling you right now, people, if you're going to go around to shows and make bogus threats and say, I'm going to have you shut down, you're going to get banned and booted. I don't have time to be playing with people like that.
Kings of Talk. Oh, I heard a bunch of noise. Okay.
Huh?
Were you making a loud noise?
No, why?
Okay. Here we go. I just turned it back
Especially
on.
if you're an adult. You have to be an adult to have this service. And if you're going to be nothing but a tattletale, it's just going to come back on you. That's all I got to say. I'm just saying, as being helpful. I gave you 2 warnings, dude. I told you. All right. Let's move on. The best things I've learned on Blog Talk Radio this year, I actually did learn by listening to other shows, is that I can rewrite my life. That was one of the main ones, is rewriting your story in your life. Things that, it's never too late to try to make changes. You may not be able to do all the things you dreamed of, but you can make some positive changes in your life.
That's where
like starting right.
That's where I believe she comes up with this fake life that she tries to make
right.
That she tries to make everybody believe that she is. She just admitted She just admitted right there that she rewrote her life. she's not what she says she is. I know Goopy Bone said the other day that he was going to ask her to do something, but because of her boys, her youngest boy is 32 years old. You know,
Really?
Yeah, she really lies a lot about her life.
Right now, you just decide and you do it, and you do your best. And a big part of that is trying to exercise. Oh yeah, and developing my bed exercises. Those things rock. Well, now they do, but back then it was funny. Did you know people actually videotape themselves doing bed exercises and post them on YouTube? Now, if I did not realize it, of course, at the time until I listened back to the shows. Once I listened back to the shows, now, if I did not realize it, of course, at the time, I have to, but I want to.
Here we go. Here it is.
Because I really don't have nothing else to do. Just kidding. No, well, I'm kind of hesitant with this one because there's just so much drama around this woman right now, you know. But it's just a coincidence, okay? It's just a coincidence. But I had my own beef with her, and this is why, okay? I know people are wondering, or she's wondering, but this is why. You called in. I have it on tape for backup proof, just in case. But you called my show, okay, with your sidekick, and you spent the whole show talking about how your son is bipolar. You got everybody's damn sympathy, okay, about how you had to tell him and all this crap.
Okay, first of all, that's a lie that I can prove because I have the audio of the show where I called in and I said specifically, I said he doesn't have bipolar disorder, but he exhibits a lot of the same symptoms that you're talking about that your son does. But this is how she twists it up. Watch. Now I know a lot of y'all have wondered, why does Desert Rose hate me? She's fixing to tell you in her own words.
A week later, you call into my show and start questioning me, what is bipolar? And going through a dictionary, breaking down what it means, and trying to make me prove that it exists. That pissed me off. I did not realize it, of course, at the time until I listened back to the shows. Once I listened back to the shows, I have no tolerance for you at all. I have no sympathy for you. Whatever you get, you get. Because you purposely did that just to get people, I don't know what your problem is, but you need medication. And I won't say your name on this one, but I'm sure everybody knows who it is. And that's my thing. So that's how the year started out.
So there you go. That's the whole reason why Desert Rose has launched this. See, that was 2010. This 4.5, almost 5-year hate campaign against me was because I called into her show and I asked her what, and I was so sweet. Kings of Talk, when I called into her show, I was so sweet you wouldn't believe it. I was so overly sweet to that woman you would die. I was. I'll never forget it. I can still remember to this day when I called into her show. Me and Steve Rush called in and we were so sweet to her. And all she kept talking about was how her son was bipolar and all that, and he would not leave his room, and he was suicidal and all this stuff. And I really had compassion for her. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. And then she claims, and then I called in like about a week later, just like she said I did. I called in and I was sweet again to her and asking her what exactly was bipolar disorder. And she says that I did it on purpose to make her look bad. And it was crazy because if you actually listen to the shows that I call her, we were really, really sweet. We were really sweet to her. And she did not know how to tell us what bipolar was. She had no idea. She couldn't tell us what it was. So, in fact, she made, well, here you go. Just take a listen. Take a listen to us on her show. Well, shit. It aired March 22nd of 2010 on her show. I'd have to find it on Blog Talk Radio. Well, no, wait a minute. I think I can find it this other way.
So basically, this all started because of that one little question.
Exactly. And she hates the piss out of me. And I think that that's bullshit. That's an excuse. She's just jealous over my show. Because I've never done anything to her. I've never done whatever she says that I did. I didn't do it. You know what I mean?
All you did was ask a simple question. I believe this, that if you put up a different approach, like, what is bipolar? You know, have that really hateful attitude, then, yeah, I would have understand. But yet, if you were, you know, sweet, nice, loving, you know, like, may I ask you a question? What is bipolar? And yet, if she reacted like, you know, like that, man.
Yep.
Stupid. I think she was embarrassed.
Right.
And yet, she put it out against, or basically try to put it. How do I say?
She turned it around.
Yes, she turned it around. Make you look like the bad guy, but really, you're not.
And then everybody else that would come on to Blog Talk Radio, she would say, be sure you stay away from Debbie Daly because she's crazy. She's just crazy. She's crazy. I stay away from her. She's crazy. And I'm like, what? No, I'm not. I'm not crazy. We have a lot of fun on my show. I wish to hell I could find that damn... I deleted it off my computer because I didn't want her podcast on my system taking up my bandwidth. But no, it's definitely... It played out exactly what I'm telling you. Played out exactly like that. Word for word is exactly how it played out. So there you go.
And, you know, it's just... This is proof.
Oh, yeah.
This is absolutely proof. And yet no one believes you?
No, I don't care if they believe me or not. It's the truth. All you have to do... Audio doesn't lie, Kings of Talk. Audio doesn't lie.
Oh, I know that.
Well, the truth is in the audio. All you have to do is just go back into her archives and listen to her bullshit. And that's exactly what it is. She hated me and made up some fake-ass reason, and there you go. I mean, I forgot. I called into her show. It was... When Steve and I called in, it was... I want to say it was March of 2011 was when we called in, and no, that can't be it because she starts bitching about me. I don't remember where. One of these other shows, she started bitching about me and saying that I had done all this stuff, and everybody was like, what? No, she didn't. So that's all it is. But that's fine. She can continue to hate me all she wants because her little podcast doesn't bother mine. I mean, my listener count and my podcast is eons above anything that she can do. She sits and talks to her chat room and, you know, but I think it also has to do with her jealousy of Todd Morris and how crazy Todd Morris was over me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that make a little bit more sense, too? I mean, he would call in for years and talk about how crazy he was over me. So,
see, I believe that. So, you know,
there's your proof right there, people.
Yeah, there's your proof. You know, it's just not... this is not how do you say it is not so what's that word?
Obvious or what? I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
That S word. Darn it, I cannot pronounce it.
What does it mean?
So consequentials, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. It there is no call in for this, you know. I respect Goofy Bone as a person, but as a host, I think he need to do better because he have great talent as well.
I've often said that I would pay Goofy Bone to produce my show. He's the one. He's the one person.
Yeah. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Go on.
I just would. He's the one person I would actually pay to produce my show. But Goofy is so good at producing, but producers don't always belong on the mic, if that makes any sense. So.
Yeah. You know, it's just he could have his own real radio rather than being on the internet radio, if that makes sense.
I would
because if he say that he was so wealthy, then he could have gone into real radio rather than this internet radio.
Well, a lot of people make up their own little fake lives, and they begin to believe them. And I think that that's what happened in the case of Goofy Bone. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad that people do that, but they do, and they make up these fake little lives that they have. That, you know, when Bathtub Girl first started calling me, she had this picture of this supermodel in this bathtub made out of books, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, oh, my God. I said, where did you get that bathtub? And she goes, oh, I hated that thing. And she actually led me to believe that that was her. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you put the voice with it, it made a lot of sense because she does have, in my opinion, or she had, I don't think she really does much anymore, she had a really nice voice, a really sexy voice. And she wanted me and everybody on my show to believe that that was her in that bathtub. And then I found out that it wasn't her. And so there you go. She gets pretty upset. And that's why she hates me, because I burst her little bubble of people believing that she was this supermodel. That's because I believe in being who you are. I've come on webcam. You've seen me on webcam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I a fat, ugly, old, witch in the woods of hatred? Is that, no.
No, you're not ugly at all. You're not ugly one bit, Debbie.
I don't claim.
I believe looking on the inside,
mm-hmm.
that actually counts.
Well, I don't believe in trying to be anything that I'm not. I don't claim to be anything great. I'm just who I am. There you go.
Exactly. See, I love I love to talk ever since, bam, I learned how to talk, and all I do is talk. Even my mom even say, would you please be quiet? I'm trying to watch this news. I said, okay, sorry. I always like to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, and basically about 2012, I was thinking about a name. I'm thinking, what can I call myself? you know, because I was going to do internet radio. But one of my friends says, hey, how about call you the Kings of Talk? I said, what, really? Well, that's a great idea. So that's how I got that name.
I thought it was I thought it was a mistake on a play on words. I thought it was supposed to be King of Talks. And
well, you know, it is, you know, at the King of Talk, but I accidentally put the S, but plural too. You know, I wasn't really like, okay. And yet everybody thought, oh, he must have a split personality disorder. That's funny.
Right.
You know, so basically, I actually, you know, see, just call me at the King of Talk. You know, it was actually a mistake. I was trying to do the King of Talk, but my friend says the Kings of Talk. I said, you know, I didn't really, you know, I thought that through.
Right. So, I think Kings of Talk is cute. I think it's kind of stuck with me, you know?
Yeah. You know, and then I just, and then once I first talked it to you, man, I got to throw it out of the yin-yang. I'm thinking, what the blue hell?
What do you mean, who trolled you?
Mekazawa and the group.
Oh, they were just trying to get you to stop calling me, that's all. They just try to get people to hate me.
Really?
Really? That's all they do.
But then once I, you know, and they said, oh, are we going to make you famous? I said, yeah, okay. How can you make me famous? You know, I'm not on here to be famous. I'm just on here to, you know, just to try to spread my opinion about things, to get my point across.
Where are they now is what I would ask.
Yes.
Where are all these so-called friends now, right?
Yeah. You know?
That's what I would want to know is where are they all now? You know, they all went off and just left you. They made fun of you.
I noticed. That's why I left. And then Todd got all angry and called my girlfriend a bitch. Man.
Why did he get so mad at you? What was his reason for getting mad at you? Did he say? Or?
You know, I've been trying to get a hold of him. You know. But now I don't have his number anymore, you know. I said, why are you flipping out?
Didn't he say he got mad at you for going on and saying that Goofy Bones' show is good or something like that?
Yes, that's true, too. You know, I was just giving him a compliment.
Well, to those
people. You know, and that, golly, I think Todd Morris is way into character as well.
What? What do you mean?
I think Todd has got into way into his character as well.
You know, if you're going to do a podcast and put fake pictures of yourself up and tell people that you're not what you are, you know, I mean, it's like, then don't worry, don't wonder why it all comes crashing down when people find out different. That's why I've tried to always be just who I am. Here I am. I'm just whatever. I'm nothing special. I mean, I am what I am, which is whatever. You know?
Mm-hmm. See, Goofy Bone doesn't realize this, that not everyone can afford a house, because it just depends on what it is. I would rather live in an apartment rather than a house. 1, I don't have to do my own yard. 2, I don't have to worry about maintenance. All I have to worry about is the bills that I have to pay. And that's all.
The bottom line is, if you're going to make up a fake persona, and then people find out that it's bullshit, don't get mad. You're the one that lied to everybody about who you are, so walk it out. If we find out that, or if somebody finds out, whatever, that you're not who you said you are, then walk it out. Get over it. You got busted.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have lied about your you shouldn't have lied about your life, and then you basically got called out on it. You know what I'm trying? I mean, it's hard to put into words, but it's like, if you're going to lie about who you are and then people find out that you're not, then you don't have a reason to be mad. You just plainly got busted. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. But that's all it was. That's all. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that there's not reasons to not like me. I can understand that people can just flat out not like me. But to take it to the
extreme,
take it to the limit that these people take it to try to get other people to hate me and try to tell people, oh, I hate her, and you should hate her, and she's horrible, and she's this and she's that. That to me is a little bit obsessive.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now, my point is this, that I have met people that, are basically wealthy, but yet they are just basically you and me, and they never bragged about how rich they are because they weren't afraid that they would get jumped. That's why they don't brag it out in public. Yes, they do wear casual clothes just like you and me because they don't want people to, think, oh, to basically rob them, steal from them. See?
Okay. I guess. I don't really understand that, but okay.
Well, I'm talking about, yes, rich people do wear great expensive clothes, but at the same time, if they're going out in public or something, they wear casual clothes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If that makes...
that doesn't make any sense, because I wear the crappiest clothes in the world, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have any money. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Here's Mr. Midnight Movie. Hey, buddy.
Yes.
Hey, buddy.
Yes. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, hello. Welcome, Mr. Midnight Movie. How are you, buddy?
I'm all right.
You know, I was worried about you, man.
Aww.
I'm worried. Yeah. Had a little bit of a bad spell, but I did all right.
He invited me to be on his talk show tonight, so we're on his talk show.
Yeah.
Cool.
I kept my word, and I'm on his talk show tonight. So.
You know, like I said, if you couldn't make it, I understand. Hey, I do.
I'm here.
Are you still working the movie theaters?
This isn't Dalton. This is Kings of Talk.
Oh shit! I couldn't. Oh, okay. I don't get. I get my people confused.
It's okay. We all do that. No, he is. He's the former co-host of Todd Morris, the Nature Boy. Remember?
Oh yeah, shit, fuck, yeah. Okay,
Kings of Talk. He's a big guy. Great big guy.
Mm-hmm. Are you like over 6'4"?
No, I'm not 6'4". I'm about 5'5". That's my height.
Then you said you were a big guy, though. Are you big? Are you big and heavy? Are you heavy?
Yes, I am. I am heavy. I weigh about 280 pounds.
Last I weighed was about 269.
269. Hey, that weigh more than you.
Yes, you do.
I weigh about 280.
How tall are you, Mr. Midnight Movie?
I'm 5'9.5".
So 5'10" with shoes on, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're almost 6 foot tall, buddy.
Yeah, I always wanted to be like 6'4", 6'7".
Damn.
My ideal. 6'4" would have been ideal.
Well, heck, I've always wanted to be 7 foot tall.
Oh, shit, if I had been 7 foot tall, I don't think that. I hear 7 foot tall people don't live very long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, really, they don't.
Why don't they live very long?
No wonder that the Undertaker retired early.
Why don't they live very long? Does anybody know?
I've heard that their bodies, that it takes a lot for their bodies to work and stuff like that. That's why fat people don't live as long either, so I'm not going to live that long probably.
Not if you don't start drinking Bragg's apple cider vinegar.
I guess I also should stay away from the cookies too. God damn.
All you have to do is drink Bragg's apple cider vinegar. If I came out there, I am going to bring you a bottle of that stuff. I don't understand. Why won't you drink it?
I do drink. I drink vinegar.
No, it has to be Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It can't just be vinegar. It has to be that special kind that has the special whatever it is in there. I could read it to you, but it's got the special ingredients that actually gets rid of fat cells or whatever. It does whatever it does. It has to do. It takes away diabetes, and Apocalypse has lost 10 pounds on it already.
Yeah. Now, do you have diabetes or anything like that, King of Talk?
Actually, no. Thank God. No, I don't.
Do you have high blood pressure?
Right now, my blood pressure just goes up and down, and that's the same thing with my mom. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really need to start losing this dead weight. But yet my girlfriend said, oh, you don't need to lose weight. I said, hon, if I don't lose weight now, I would end up having high blood pressure.
Okay, what if I told you that you could drink 2 tablespoons of something twice a day, no exercise, and you would lose weight. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would. Is it over the counter?
It cost $5.39 for a gigantic bottle of it. It's called Bragg's apple cider vinegar. I don't know how much more proof y'all need. I mean, it's just the freaking truth. You lose weight, lots and lots of weight. So, if I were overweight, I would run and go and get. I mean, it's just maybe it's just that you don't believe me. You know. Maybe you
I'll
don't.
Get some. I'll get some.
Maybe you don't believe me, but it's confirmed that you absolutely lose weight. I mean, everybody's doing it. It's. I just don't know.
Everyone is, huh?
A lot of people.
Okay, so as you may know, I am really into health and fitness and keeping in shape and eating as clean as I can. And I wanted to talk about a product that I think is really great for weight loss. And the product is Bragg's Organic Apple Cider Vinegar. This is the raw unfiltered kind. This is the only brand that I recommend as far as use for dietary or consuming. And there are tons of health benefits to this besides weight loss. And this is a natural product. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's all organic. I know I've said that, but I really want to stress that. It's rich in natural enzymes and potassium. It supports a healthy immune system and it helps control weight. It also promotes digestion and your pH balance. So this is basically a 5% acidity. So it helps promote like a pH balance through your whole body. It cleanses your liver and it allows your liver to be more effective at cleaning your blood, which is what it's supposed to do. And
okay, here comes another one.
If you're looking to start a weight loss program and are looking for some easy does it, little ways of doing it, I am here to help. I'm Isabel Simon, your personal and workplace wellness consultant, and today we're going to learn how to use apple cider vinegar for weight loss.
Okay, just tell me when you want me to stop. Okay, I'll go all night long.
I'll buy it, Debbie. I'll buy it.
This person lost 60.
I wanted to ask King to talk another question.
I'm sorry.
Can you buy this at a regular, like, Walmart, Sam's?
No, you have to go. You have to go to a health food store.
Oh, okay. Well, heck, we got a health food store right here in Missouri.
Here's somebody that lost 60 pounds on apple cider vinegar. Yeah, in 13 weeks they lost 60 pounds just by drinking apple cider vinegar. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. There's absolutely thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people on the internet that has talked about how much weight they've lost. So there you go.
Well, Debbie?
Wait, I was going to ask King to talk one more question. Do you exercise at all?
Well, I used to back in my younger years, but not anymore. But I'm thinking of doing it again. I was going to do it right after work until my girlfriend says, no, you're going to throw your back out. I'm thinking I'm not like 50 years old. I'm 28 years old. Come on now. So, yes,
I'm going to start exercising tomorrow.
Huh?
I said I'm going to start exercising tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. But, we need to, my secret was, and this is the truth, it works for me, drinking protein, exercising first, right? About the 30 minutes, up to an hour, every day. And then right after I exercised, I drank a protein shake. And that helped me lose weight. That
you
was
can
my
put black
secret.
apple cider vinegar in your protein shake.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's a couple of tablespoons of it. Hey, anyway, guys, I got to get to bed. I got to get up at like 5:30 in the morning, so just wanted to check in and see how you guys are doing.
Heck, we are doing okay, man.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. All right, Kings of Talk. Debbie, you guys all take care now.
Okay. You too, Mr. Midnight Movie.
All right, Deb. And Kings of Talk. All right, guys.
Love you.
All right.
He's my baby. I found out that I want to talk about the Ford Explorer for a minute. My daughter drives.
Yeah.
My daughter has a Ford Explorer that I thought had been fixed, and it's not. And I found out that it is. You're basically driving a death machine. It's just time, whatever. It's just a matter of time before you have a rollover. So I did a thing today. I put into Google, I said, what is the safest car on the road today? And there's where I did it. It's still on my memory. And it lists, according to Forbes.com, that the safest car on the road today, and I thought this was a little bit odd, but it lists according to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, blah, 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 it's called the Tesla, Tesla. And I want to say it's made by Toyota. I could be wrong. But it is GM. Last month, GM made news by launching an internet group to study Tesla, fearful that the company's early success could lead to disruption of the auto industry. The fact that the first long-range electronic vehicle sold also happens to protect its passengers better than any other vehicle on the road today. So it's called the Tesla, and it is an electronic vehicle, and supposedly you can have a head-on collision with this thing and get out and walk away. It's got some sort of amazing... The lack of a traditional engine allows for a longer crumple zone in the front of the car. And even though the space doubles as a second trunk, which is what the Tesla calls the frunk, the car's rollover risk is non-existent because of a 1,000-pound battery between the wheels that lead to a very, very low center of gravity, making it almost impossible to flip the car or for the car to even leave its wheels. But despite some high-profile lithium-ion battery fires, most notably on the Boeing 787, none were seen in the Tesla's crash test. There has been no fires. Basically, it's something that I would love to have my daughter, because my daughter, I've got to be honest with you, she drives like a badass. I mean, she drives too fast, and she turns the corners too fast, and she drives a relatively late model Ford Explorer, but they have not fixed it. It's still rated on a scale from 1 to 5, according to the National Highway Transportation Board, on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. It ranks a 2, which is the lowest on the road today for the rollover test, which means if she's going upwards to, 40, 45, 55 miles an hour, and she turns to pick up something that's dropped in the back seat or whatever, and she starts just kind of going, ding, 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 left, right, she gets kind of going teeter-totter, it will roll on her like that, and it will kill them. And so I went to look for one of these cars, and in the interim, see, I've always driven BMW. I love BMW. I think it's the most amazing car on the road. So I heard this fellow tell me on a car lot today, Debbie, the BMW, the 325i, is actually rated one of the safest cars on the road today. So I was like, oh boy. So what I was going to do is I was going to surprise her one day and make her take something else to school or to work, and take her car and trade it sort of behind her backish and surprise her with. But the Tesla, have you ever seen anybody drive an electronic car? The other day, Heather and I were at the bank, and she goes, Mom, look. There's one of the places where you can plug your car in. And supposedly, I mean, I would be worried that the battery would go dead and I couldn't plug it in. Does anybody out there know anything about these things? Have you ever heard of them?
No, I never even heard of them, actually.
I don't even know who makes it. It's called the Tesla. It must be a Toyota or something. Let me take a look. Tesla Motors, premium electronic vehicles. The Model S. I don't know. It's weird. We have a place that sells them here in Dallas. Tesla designs and manufactures premium electronic vehicles. Tesla produces the Tesla Roadster, an electric supercar, and the Model S sedan, available now. They're located here. Let me take a look and see what it looks like. True cost of ownership. I've never... Oh my God, that's badass looking. It looks like a Ferrari or something. The Model S. That's crazy looking. Oh my God. It looks like a Ferrari. Excuse me. Model X. Let's see. Gallery. Pardon me. Oh, that is so killer looking. It looks like the Model X, as in X-ray. It looks like, oh, okay. They're not even making those yet. They're coming out the fall of 2015. I mean, does anybody know anything about these cars, or has anybody ever driven in one or anything? Look at that. Look at the chassis, Victor. It's an electronic Tesla. It's the safest car. Safest.
I just saw one.
What do you mean you just saw one?
Yeah, a guy was driving it down.
Look at the way the thing's open. Look at that.
My friend of my sister's. Had one.
It's crazy.
I lifted up and there was no engine.
Yeah, there's no
engine. Big flat thing right there.
There's no engine, which means you can have a head-to-head. It's basically crash-proof. This car.
Well, not that. But
it's basically crash-proof. It basically says that you cannot flip it. It's non-rollover-ish, whatever you want to call it. And then if you have a head-on collision, you can just get out and walk away because there's so much of a crunch zone or whatever that's called there.
Wow, that is a great invention.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Aren't they like too quiet or something? Or
yeah, they're real quiet. There's no noise.
Well, how about solar power cars?
Solar power. Oh, I don't know about that.
Too, rather than being, electric. But I'm thinking, well,
here we go. I'm going to take a look.
If it's going to be solar power, then it would be
and I'm here
probably cost more.
S.
Here we go. This guy's going to take us on a test drive. It's called the Model S, as in Sam.
It's the second product from Tesla Motors, a company founded in 2003 by a bunch of Silicon Valley brainiacs. Their idea at Tesla was to build a car company of the future, which in their mind meant electric-powered cars. Their first product was the Roadster. Hit the market in 2008. It was basically a very heavily modified Lotus Elise, a small two-seat mid-engine sports car. Had a giant battery pack, a powerful electric motor, and was very quick. But it was basically a toy for Hollywood environmentalists. The Model S, on the other hand, is a mainstream luxury sedan. It's big, it's got 4 doors, it's got plenty of seating inside. It's going to sell for less money, starting at under $50,000. So let's take a look at this car and see how it works. The mechanical layout of the Model S is very different than a conventional car. The 416 horsepower motor in this Model S is basically on the left side of the car, just behind the rear axle. So technically it's a rear engine car, and the battery itself is in a giant tray that's under the floor of the car. It's very heavy. It weighs over 1,300 pounds. So putting it low is a really good thing because it lowers the center of gravity of the Tesla. We measured the center of gravity height of a Model S, and it was just over 17 inches. That's about the same height as a Corvette and much lower than any other four-door sedan. Now that huge battery tray, it's filled with over 7,000 18650 cells. This is what an 18650 cell looks like. And it's the type of cell you see in a laptop. These are all stacked vertically in the Tesla's battery tray. There's also extensive cooling circuitry running through there to make sure that the battery doesn't get too hot or too cold. Using the 10 kilowatt charger, which requires a standard electric dryer circuit, this Model S charges in about 10 hours. With the optional 20 kilowatt charger, that comes down to 5 to 6 hours. On any car, the first thing you notice is the styling. And I think this Model S is absolutely beautiful. It's both sleek and muscular looking. You look at these front and rear fenders and the way they bulge out. We also have giant 21-inch wheels on this model. We have a continuous roofline all the way from the base of the windshield to the tail of the car. We've got a nice wedge shape as the car is leaning forward. All of this talks about speed and power, and sure enough...
Wait a minute. We have a comment coming from... Oh, wonderful. I always accept your comments. Debbie. The Tesla is a great vehicle. They are building a multi-billion-dollar plant in Nevada because California dragged its legislative feet. One drawback with the Tesla that I noted while researching it was the car lacks the important feature of an onboard recharging device such as an alternator. Tom Likas has one that he extols all the time. Overall, the vehicle is great and is an expression of progressive thinking. Love, guess who? Mr. Solution. P.S. I recently finished my first bottle of Bragg's and I have purchased 2 more. The Jew is drinking it. The Jew is drinking Bragg's. The Jew is drinking Bragg's. The Jew is drinking Bragg's. I'm so happy about it. He's drinking it. And maybe he's going to live a lot longer because he's going to lose some weight and be all better.
Tell the Jew to stop drinking it then.
You hush. So you're going to get some Bragg's. So here's my thought process on this car, Kings of Talk. Tell me how much you think that somebody would save on gas the first year that you had it.
Probably a heck of a lot of money. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, like, will I have enough money for gas or, you know, and the best of all, yes, it may be a little bit more expensive rather than a gas car, but I believe that it's going to be worth it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. With the price of gasoline roughly $3.74 a gallon, the National American Thingy Board, the whatever, says that the average American spends an average of $2,400 a year in gas. Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, you would save a heck of a lot of money.
Well, not only that, but think about the other things that you have to do with a gas-powered vehicle.
Yeah.
So if you're saving $2,400 a year in gasoline, you times that by 3, and in the first 3 years of operating the car, you have saved over $7,000 that let's say that you and I both go out and buy a brand new car. I buy the Tesla, you buy the 2014 BMW 325, okay? Great. Mm-hmm. We both got safe cars, we both got nice cars, and what happens is, so we get back together 3 years later, and you say to me, hey, Debbie, how's your car? Doing great. Yours is doing great. But I look at your ticket for gas, and you've spent $7,200 on gas, and I haven't spent a dime.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm
but
sure.
if you're thinking about this, most too, if you get a new battery, that would also probably cost a lot more too. I'm just taking a guess, but yet gas wise, yes, you you will save up a hell of a lot of money. Gas wise, yes, but yet I don't know how would you charge it though. How would you charge the battery? Is it like every night, every month?
Well, let's take a listen and see.
It has 416 horsepower, so it ought to look muscular.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of the, no. What is that rent car I got? A Hyundai. It looks like a Hyundai Sonata. A Hyundai, that's what it looks like, a Hyundai Sonata or a Hyundai, whatever the other name is. It just looks like that General Motors chassis. Is that called the chassis? Mm-hmm. The top of it? Yeah, it looks like there's so many cars on the road today that look like the Sonata. I mean, you can go through a parking lot of a mall and every third car is that exact same chassis, but it's called something else. It's just like the Honda CR-V. Every single manufacturer has a CR-V chassis. It's either called the this or the that or the this or that. It's basically sort of a domed looking car right now. It's got like a dome top to it, rounded off on the back, and a very sporty looking front. That's what this Tesla Model S looks like.
Now the sleek part is very practically driven. Even with this big battery, you don't want to be running the electric motor harder than necessary, so reducing the aerodynamic drag is very important. Tesla claims that this car has a drag coefficient of 0.24, which is about the lowest of any production car on the market. I really find that hard to believe. It's impossible to imagine how Tesla could do better than BMW or Mercedes in that regard. On the other hand, when you start thinking about the car, it is an electrically powered car. You look at the underbody of the Tesla and it's flat. That's where the battery is. No exhaust system to disturb the airflow, no drive shaft. The Model S front end looks conventional at a glance.
You're basically driving a beefed up golf cart on steroids. That's basically what you're driving. Have you ever been in a golf cart, Kings of Talk, a real quiet golf cart?
No, I haven't, honest to say.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, they're very quiet. You push the accelerator and it just goes, it doesn't make a sound. That's basically what you're looking at, a badass golf cart on steroids.
But when you look at it more closely, you see this upper part. This is opaque plastic. It's not a grill like it would be in a normal car, and that's because it's an electric motor. It doesn't need a radiator. There are some heat exchangers down here for the air conditioner and the power electronics, but it doesn't need nearly as much airflow to cool the car as a regular one does. So they have a certain number of advantages with the electric design that helps them achieve that low drag coefficient. So let me pop the hood on this Tesla. There's no engine here. And that's because the electric motor is actually backed by the rear axle. So what we have on the Tesla is another luggage compartment up here. It's not huge, it's about 5 cubic feet, but this is actually a perfect size and height to put grocery bags in and not have everything flopping over. It's one of the advantages of having the electric power plant. In back, the Model S has another trunk. It's a hatchback. This top-of-the-line version has the power-operated hatch lid, and this gives you another 26 cubic feet or so of luggage space. This area on its own is bigger than any of the competitors have, and if you fold down those two back seats, you have a total of over 60 cubic feet of carrying capacity. So this is a remarkably practical car for a sedan. This model is also equipped with the optional rearward-facing third-row seat, which is basically for kids. They have to be a little over 3 feet tall to use it, and they got to weigh less than 77 pounds. So it's not going to work for everybody, But if you got kids between 5 and 10 years old, you can carry 2 more of them in this car. The interior of this Model S is very rich looking in sort of a minimalist Bauhaus way. You look at these door panels, it's hand-stitched leather,
Kings of
different
Talk,
colors.
you got to see this. I got to send you the link to this video. If anything, just click it and click mute on the video so you're not really listening to the video. Where can I find you? Are you on Skype right now? No?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? How are you talking to me? On your phone or on Skype?
On my phone.
On your phone. Okay. Well, anyway, there it is on your Skype. If you want to look at what I'm looking at, that's what I'm looking at. If you click it, be sure you mute the little part of the video down there where the little speaker is. Look at the interior of this car. Oh, my word. It looks like the interior of it looks like the Ferrari is it Testarossa? Look at that. Look at that car. That is unbelievable. Can you see this, Victor?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Top and bottom. That same theme continues through the dashboard. Nice color contrast,
You've driven
nice
it.
stitching, beautifully finished.
You've been in
This
it.
is really lovely wood. In truth, I don't know if it's real or fake, but it feels real. It's actually got texture to it, and it doesn't have that overly glossy finish like so many woods do. I have no trouble finding a really good driving position in this car. This whole steering column seems to look like it came straight from Mercedes-Benz. The stalks and the controls are pure Mercedes, but Tesla has put its own unique trim on the steering wheel. The seat is very comfortable, but it's not really a sporty seat. It doesn't have a huge amount of lateral support. It does have a few missing options, though. A lot of the luxury cars in this segment have an adjustable thigh support. This car doesn't have that. In fact, it doesn't even seem to have a memory seat, which is an unusual omission in a car of this class. But still, I've been very comfortable driving this car for hours at a time.
Have you ever, I'm going to change gears on you. I'm going to crazily change gears on you. Have you ever had some people come to your door and, hello, it's the Church of Jesus Christ at Latter-day Saints calling. Have you ever had that happen to you, King of Talks?
About 2 times. One, it was the Jehovah Witness, and the other one was
Okay. Well, I walked out the other day into the main living room, and there sat 2 gentlemen in suits and ties talking to my son. And, oh, hi, Mom. I said, hi, Stephen. I didn't know you were home. Who are your friends? Hello, ma'am. We are from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I said, oh, Mormons. Yes, ma'am, the Mormon Church. I said, that's a cult. Oh, no, ma'am, we're not a cult. I said, yeah, you're a cult. You are on the American list of cults. You're actually one of the number 1 cults. I said, well, let me ask you something. Do you believe in... And Stephen looked at me, and I was very polite, but just very informative and very inquisitive. And I said, do you subscribe to the Bible? And Stephen goes, well, they actually gave me this right here. And I said, that's their version of the Bible, Stephen. I said, Stephen, you were raised Christian. I said, ask them what they think about Jesus Christ. And Stephen looked at him, and I said, do you believe that Jesus Christ was the brother to Satan? And they didn't answer. I said, well, I'll tell you what. No, I'm not being rude, but my son is rather young. He's very nice. He's very welcoming, and I'm quite sure that he didn't know how to tell you no, but I'd like to ask you to please leave and to tell you that we are a Christian home, and I just want to give y'all a little hint. You don't get to heaven by works. Oh, we believe that you do. I said, well, you need to reread the Bible, the King James Version. Well, we also read the King James Version. And Stephen was just looking at me like he was really learning something. And I said, Stephen, stand your ground with people. I said, this is a rough world we live in. People will eat you up and spit you out if you don't stand your ground with them. And he goes, well, they just kind of pushed their way in, sort of. And I said, well, just, you need to do your research. So I have forced Stephen to spend the last 24 hours researching the Mormon religion. And the Mormon religion is, for all practical purposes, for anybody out there that's in it, I'm sorry, I believe that you are a cult. And I just do. It says, we will prove that Mormons are a cult, and they are. They are a non-Christian cult because Mormonism denies essential biblical teachings and adds in what is called false doctrines. There you go. I'm sorry if somebody's listening to me and has for a long time and that you are a Mormon. I will not change my mind. I will just tell you that and after they left, Stephen goes, what about this? And I took it and I went, doink, in the trash in the kitchen. The Mormon movement began with the prophet Joseph Smith Jr. in the year 1820. He was born to some very strange parents in 1805. His mother, Lucy, was involved in occult practices of visions, while his father consumed much of his time by imaginary digging for treasure, including the Captain Kidd. According to Mormon writings, Joe was praying in the woods when he received a vision from God the Father and Jesus. It was revealed to Joe that the church, that he was chosen to launch a new church. The Book of Mormon contains many plagiarisms of the King James English. This is strange, since the plates were supposed to have been in ground many centuries before the King James Version was completed in 1611. It also contains the Book of Mormon contains many errors, such as the claims of elephants in the Western Hemisphere and advanced metal-producing capabilities in America before the year 400 A.D. The Mormons under Smith's command turned out to be a rough bunch. Joe was a polygamist with 27 wives. The whole gang left New York for Ohio and then moved on to Missouri. The Missouri governor ran them out of the state, so they settled in Illinois. Built the state's largest city in 1844, Joe and Hiram were thrown in jail. Then an angry mob stormed the jail and murdered them both. Naturally, this martyr effect ensured their perpetual reverence of the great prophet Joseph Smith. The church then split. The Smith family headed for independence. Missouri started what is now called the Recognized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. To escape United States law, the Mormons left to Salt Lake City. For the next 30 years, he and his saints laid the foundations of the Mormon cult. Little known to most Mormons, Young was a rather rough and ruthless character. In 1857, he commanded Bishop John D. Lee to murder a wagon train of over 100 helpless non-Mormon immigrants. 20 years later, he was convicted and executed by the United States government. Young escaped punishment, and his role in the Mountain Meadow Massacre has escaped the Mormon history books for some strange reason. But no, it's the deity of Jesus Christ is the fundamental doctrine of Christianity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Yet the Mormons deny this. Exalting man to God's status is apparently okay, but Jesus Christ is not acknowledged as the eternal Son of God in the Mormon Church. The Mormon Jesus was a pre-existing spirit who was exalted. Let's see what else we've got here. I'm just kind of looking over here. The Mormons deny the Trinity and the existence of a literal burning hell, yet they promote polytheism, which means they believe in many gods, baptism for the dead, and the notion that Jesus and Satan were originally brothers.
What?
Make no mistake, Mormonism is a dangerous cult. In the eyes of man, Mormons seem very respectable, but in the eyes of God, God's word reveals the truth that they are wolves in sheep's clothing. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves, says Matthew 7:15. Do not look at their nice families, their clean-cut hair, and their friendly missionaries. Look at their doctrines, he warns in 1 Timothy. There is no way to cover all the Mormon heresies in this small writing, so just trust me when I say. And they go out and they love when they get a young male, because they're like, hey boy, we really got a hot one here. So I said, get thee behind me, Satan. Stephen was like, what the fuck? I was very nice. I said, if you don't mind, I would like to ask you to leave my home, please. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord's put you. No, I'm joking. But it is. Are you a Mormon? Did I just insult the shit out of you, King of Talk?
Actually, no. I am more of a... What do you call a spiritual Christian?
You're non-denominational.
What does that mean?
Well, you're not a Baptist, you're not a Methodist, you're not a Catholic, you're not a...
No.
Do you believe...
I'm just a full-blown Christian. I believe that Jesus, I do believe in Jesus. I do believe that he saved us from sin, but there is a lot more than meets the eye. I believe that the Bible is actually real, but in the beginning of the Bible, how can Adam and Eve was the only two people on earth, but yet Cain found another tribe?
Do what?
Yeah, it said in the Bible that Cain got married.
Oh, okay.
So how did he found a whole other group of people? If Adam and Eve was the only two people. Huh?
Are you asking me? Or are you telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I'm going to blow your mind, and I'm going to switch gears back again on you. All right? We're going to go back to these cars for just 1 second because something's just been handed to me via Skype. The list of the top 10 safest cars on the road today. The safest cars. Number 1, the Audi A6. Recently redesigned, the Audi A6 sedan covers all of the bases with good looks, a comfortable interior, adept performances, and a wealth of high-tech safety features that include blind spot monitoring, lane departure, collision warning, avoidance, night vision systems. As with all other models in our safest car list, it is also Insurance Institute's #1 top pick for safest models. It is impossible basically to roll over, and it got #1 scores in front collision, side collision, and rear end crash testing. Number 2, the BMW 5 Series, arguably the sportiest midsize sedan. I don't like the 5 Series. On the road is also one of the safest. In addition to earning top crash test ratings, it offers a generous assortment of active safety features, including adaptive headlamps, blind spot monitoring, collision warning, lane departure warning, night vision, and a side top view video monitoring system. Number 3, the Infiniti EX35. Number 4, the Infiniti M37. Number 6, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Number whatever, the Mercedes-Benz M-Class, which is the SUV. Number whatever, the Volvo 760. That's number 70. Number 7, Volvo 760. Number 8, the Volvo S80. Number 9, the Volvo XC60, which is the SUV, and last but not least, the BMW 325. And I don't know about you people out there, but if you had a daughter that was the age of my daughter with a child, you would want them in the safest vehicle you could get them in. Now, when she first had that little monster, I put her in a Honda CR-V, which was, I thought at the time, one of the safest vehicles on the road. I'm not seeing that listed anywhere in the list that I have been looking at. But I think it's pretty safe to say that any Volvo that you can get your hands on is going to be a crash monster. And a lot of the Infinities are also doing really good. But this is according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which is the IIHA. It's a nonprofit organization funded by the insurance industry. They tested 69 cars, 38 SUVs, and 3 pickups. But I'm going to look on another list because I'm going to find this out because she doesn't want to drive the Honda. Okay, the top 10 safest vehicles you can drive for less than $25,000 are the following: the Saturn Astra, the Scion XB, the Hyundai Sonata, the Volkswagen Rabbit 5-door, the Mini Cooper. There's no way that's it. There's no way the Mini Cooper's in this. The Mini Cooper looks like something that I could drive over with my bicycle. Have you ever seen one of those things, King?
No, I haven't. Why? Is it that small?
It is smaller than a, no, I am right. This is the list. The Saturn Astra. Base price is $16,000. It's tough to contain our excitement about the car that's actually Euro-tuned. The only difference between European's best-selling car and the Astra is the Gulpinator-sized cup holders. Huh, how about that? There you go, the Saturn Astra, people. Saturn Astra. Number 2 is the Scion XB, which is a boxy-looking car. They didn't get a makeover with such redefinition. As a result, it's longer, wider, nicer, and fuller with 582 pounds heavier. There you go. You can do that one. You can drive that little boxy, ugly thing I don't like. Number 3, the Hyundai Sonata. When it was introduced in 2006, Hyundai's current Sonata waltzed up to the dons of the family car segment and popped them in the Schnoozola, offering astonishing quality and style at a price thousands of dollars less than the comparable Accord or Camry. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 is the Volkswagen Rabbit, the SUV, the 5-door. Just a little over $18,000. In theory, have you sitting in the Wolfsburg-built 5-door Rabbit with a stability control. Good luck finding one priced, however. Floor mats aren't even included at this price. Stability control is a bargain. Number 5, the Mini Cooper. I find this very hard to believe. Who says that small cars aren't safe? Debbie. Isaac Newton, point taken. Well, we'd rather be in a svelte vehicle like the Cooper than in any Escalade in the world. With its superior stopping ability and driving dynamics, you will less likely to marry your undercarriage with the wheelbarrow sitting in the fast lane. Diminutive proportions aside, the Cooper is a safe machine packed with some of the best construction safety technologies in the world today, comparable to the BMW. Stability control is a $500 option that we highly recommend. And whether you select the base Cooper or the turbocharged S model, sometimes the only way out of dangerous situation is quick and use of your right foot. Interesting. Number 6, the Toyota Camry. Refrigerators are safe, so their vehicular equivalent should be too. And it is. Toyota's best-selling bread and butter sedan has been carefully tweaked over 24 years of its lifespan to offer the most family-friendly, innocuous, safe, and least involving experience possible. The only real danger here is falling asleep at the wheel or losing your Camry in a parking lot. Number 7, the Volvo C30. Priced at a mere $23,000. No company's name is more inexorably tied to the word safely than Volvo. So there you go. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just get a Volvo. Number 8. The Dodge Charger, interesting. Base price is $24,500. The Dodge Charger shares its platform with the Chrysler 300 and the Dodge Magnum, which is turn-based on the Mercedes E-Class chassis. Interesting. Expected good. Mercedes sedans crash consistently well. I had a Mercedes E-Class, and I want to tell you something, King. That was the fastest car I'd ever been in my life.
Whoa.
Off the block. It was dangerously fast. It would pin you. It would pin you to the seat.
Word.
It would. The Honda Accord is number 8, and it's no secret that we are a big fan of this car, which has more than 10 best honors than any other car in the world. It just wins everything in the world. It is the Academy Award-winning car for safety and everything. You know, if you ever get inside an Accord, you'll swear that you'll never drive anything else in your life. They are absolutely divine, for lack of a better word. And last but not least, the Mazda CX-7 Sport, which is another SUV. It's according to Car and Driver, the American Internet, Insurance Association, says that it is the car to drive if you must drive the SUV. Its list price is about $24,300, and that's pretty much your bottom. And that is the, there you go. The safest cars on the road today. Again, the Saturn Astra, the Scion XB, the Hyundai Sonata, the Volkswagen Rabbit 5-door, the Mini Cooper, the Camry, the Volvo, the Dodge Charger, the Accord, and the Mazda CX-7 SUV. And this was done by Car and Driver, which means, I don't know if these people actually grease the palms of these people to get their names in there. When I look for safety, I want my people protected that are in the car seats, in the back seat, and of course, it goes without saying, the driver. But I like to sleep at night knowing that my son drives a monster. You might be thinking Debbie doesn't care about her son. Stephen's car that he drives, you don't even have to wear a seatbelt. You really don't. He drives an enormous Ford 3/4 ton truck. It goes ding, 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 ding. It goes clank, 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 clank. It's a diesel. Is that what you? Yeah, diesel. It's a monster. I feel sorry for anybody Stephen hits. How about that? Oh, look at this one, Kings of Talk. This is the top 10 safe cars and the top 10 worst cars you could drive. I wonder what's on this list. The Volvo is a top. Okay, number 1. Is that bad, or I don't know what they're doing here? Hold on, let me figure out what they're trying to say here. Where the list is. Okay, the best: the Volvo XC60, the Mercedes C-Class, the Mercedes A-Class, the Renault Laguna, the Volkswagen Golf, the Subaru Liberty, the Subaru Outback, the Peugeot 407, the Peugeot 308, and the Ford Mondeo. The number 1 worst car you can drive is the Mitsubishi Express. Number 2, the Hyundai Elantra. Number 4, the Kia Cerato. The number 5, the Hyundai Elantra. Another one. Number 6, the Hyundai Accent. Number 7, the Nissan Navara. Number 9, the Hyundai. What is the deal? Hyundai. And then the Nissan Patrol. Interesting. This comes out of Australia, where they test drove all these. And then you can look up and see. But this death machine, this Ford Explorer, it's ridiculously horrible. So there you go. Do you have a car?
No, I don't.
Do you live in one of those places in America where you don't have to have a car, like New York or one of those places like that?
No, I just don't have no driving license. And plus the insurance that I found out that men have to pay more than girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guys have to pay more.
Stephen pays a lot.
See?
Yep. You can go to places like geico.com and get an online free of charge quote for insurance. So let's just take a look and see what we're talking about. Okay, let's pretend that we're going to get a quote for you to have on insurance, okay? We're going to call ourselves Todd Morris. Our address is going to be 1313 Mockingbird Lane, and we're going to live in Dallas, Texas. How about that? We'll just say Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Okay, our date of birth will be January the 1st, 19... How old? 80? How old would be 80? 85? 75? How old?
1985?
We'll just say 1980. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. Okay, what kind of car do we drive? We drive a 2010, I'm just making up something, a 2010 Chevrolet Hush. Fufu, hold on. Fufu needs to go outside. A Chevrolet, I don't know anything about Chevrolets. We'll say a Chevrolet what? Well, we'll just don't do that. I don't know those. We'll say that we drive a 2010 Ford. Okay, the choices are amazing. Ford, what? Expedition? Ford, help me out here. Pick something out. Ford Taurus. What the hell? Ford Taurus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this leased or owned? We're just going to say owned. Primary use of vehicle, we'll say pleasure. Estimated annual mileage, we'll say 15 to 20. And here we go. Marital status, single. Gender, male. Social security number, we'll just make something up. We'll put in 4, 8, 9, 23, 14, 57. I just made something up. Do you currently have insurance? We'll say no. And then we'll say he was 16 when he started driving. Full-time student? No. Do you have another driver? No. Okay, here we go. Highest level of education, we'll say bachelor's degree. Type of employment, we'll say private company or organization. Okay. Describe what you do for a living. We'll say we are a plumber. Plumber. Military, we'll say none. Okay. Here we go. We're almost there. No other drivers. Here we go.
Yep, and don't show your crack.
Have you had any accidents, tickets, DUIs, or suspensions? We'll say no. Continue. Plumber's crack. I just got what you said. We're going to say no insurance and less than a year. Okay, bodily injury limits. We'll say we want just the basic 30 to 60. Continue. And keep original. Here we go. We're almost there to the money. We'll say no. That's loud.
What's loud?
Something in the background is loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to
it's okay.
Go back inside?
Oh, no, do you have a mute button on your phone maybe?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just do that. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, here we go. Click for your quote. We are checking for discounts. We are processing your quote. And here we go. The answer is, oh my gosh, you won't believe this. For a 2010 Ford Taurus, for Todd's date of birth, 1/1/1980, it's going to cost us, are you ready for this? A monthly payment of $165.70. $165.70. $165.70. Now, that is for the baseline. We didn't even get uninsured motorist. We have a $500 deductible for comprehensive, $500 for collision. We declined roadside assistance, rental reimbursement. We declined everything. And it's going to cost us a whopping $165 a month. So there you go. And if we were to go back and change one little thing, which King of Talk says that it's cheaper if you're a female, we'll just take a look and see. If we go back and change, I'm going back, hold on, going back, one more, and full-time student, was this it? Female, click female. All I changed was from male to female. Click no on that. Click no on that. Hold on, here comes your answer. Continue, and here we go. Continue. Here comes our quote. Checking for quote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. $152.44 a month.
Huh.
So it's not that much.
No, it's not. That's weird. Huh.
Well, it's not that much for 1 year. It is exactly $150 cheaper to be a female versus a male at Geico Insurance with everything that I just said. So there you go. It's only
wow.
Yeah, only $150 cheaper.
That's not that
So we just debunked what you said, right?
Yeah. You know. Well, I'm thinking also it just depends on where you live at too. You know.
You think? I think it has to do with your driving record.
That's true too.
If
because that's what my supervisor says. I said, no, it cannot be that much.
Las Vegas marriage record says. She said that this person calling themselves Las Vegas marriage record says that it would have been a lot cheaper if I didn't put a major city in, and also it was higher because I said that I didn't have previous auto insurance. So there you go. You could be right.
Oh.
Debbie, when you hear Tesla, do you think of love song? Tesla. Love song. Tesla. Love song. No, I don't get it. Tesla. Love song. No, I don't get the joke, I guess. Yeah, there you go. But I always thought that it was higher for males versus females, but I guess that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
With Progressive Insurance, Grandpa Al has payments of $125 with a $5,000 down and a 3 years of insurance. Damn, it's a lot of money to put down, Grandpa Al. That's a nice picture. I'm reading the chat room on Spreaker.com. I am simulcasting with Kings of Talk on TalkShoe, the TalkShoe Network. TalkShoe. Recorded live. As opposed to recorded dead. I mean, think about it. Isn't that kind of weird? Recorded live. No, it's recorded. What's the option?
Dead.
What are our options from being recorded live, Kings of Talk? If it's not recorded live, it's recorded...
dead.
Well, I mean, I've never understood that. The one thing to me that was sexy about Spreaker is there's no watermark. I mean, think about it. Whenever you start Blog Talk Radio show, which, by the way, if you look on your Blog Talk Radio page, down at the bottom, there's a little check. It says check here to kill the watermark, which is Blog Talk Radio. And I think TalkShoe has the worst. The worst. Do you know what a watermark is?
No, I don't.
An audio watermark is when it goes TalkShoe recorded live.
Oh.
That is an audio watermark, and I cannot stand theirs. I think theirs is the worst. The worst. The worst. Now, you did a show on Saturday that was 45 minutes long. I have to say, I love your intro. We're going to talk about the Kings of Talk here for a minute, since all we've been talking about is cars. Kings of Talk is a friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. He sort of got derailed at one point because of one of the bad boys out there.
Yep.
To be honest with you. But you're a nice guy. I've never had a problem with you. Here's your intro. Can I play your intro for everybody?
Sure.
Don't tell them what it is. Don't tell them what it is, okay?
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
I rest my case. First person to guess it is the winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. Grandpa Al guessed that it was the theme to The Undertaker.
Yes. My favorite wrestler to this day.
I bet that's a badass intro.
Oh, man. I mean, you should have heard...
Hold on, Fu.
You should have first heard his original songs. It was kind of cool. But now, looking back on it, like, darn, this is old.
I was going to say, I'm Henry VIII, I am Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was a Henry. Henry never was a Willie or a Sam. Oh, no. It's my 8th, though, man, I'm Henry. Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. Second verse, same as the first. I'm Henry VIII, I am. I have no idea. You know why I'm singing that is because I watched the movie Ghost last night after doing whatever I did. I totally forgot what I did last night. I didn't have a show, I don't think. I don't know. That's a funny part of the show. When he's trying to get her to do him a favor, he goes to a psychic that claims to hear dead people talk. And anyway, it's funny. But I am going to go take Miss Fu Monster. I know, baby girl. Fufu just decided that she needs to go outside for a second. Do you need to go, Fufi Love? She's nodding her head, yes. So in my absence, I will play the rest of Kings of Talk's show that he did Saturday night, and I'll be right back. Is that okay with you, King?
Sure.
again, we are simulcasting. It's 45 past the hour, and we are simulcasting with Kings of Talk on Talk Shoe, recorded live. And I'm going to go take Foo Monster out. I'll be right back. You ready, Foofy Love? She's like, please open the door. I'll be right back. Here's the rest of the Kings show from Saturday night, again on Talk Shoe, recorded live. Take it away, King of Talk.
Shit that coming out of his mouth. Bashing a person for 4, maybe even longer, for 5 fucking years. He got some really mental issues about that, people. I mean, really, come on. Come on, man. Grow the fuck up and quit acting like you're 15, man. Act your own damn fucking age, Todd. Yeah, I can bash you that you are just trying to make yourself, so-called, look good. But really, you're not. You're making yourself a damn fool. That's right, you yourself are making yourself look so pathetic. And I don't know why these... See, you don't have no one. Do you know why people are listening to you? Because you're making a fool out of people. And yet you want people to come on your show so that you can make a fool out of them. That's not entertainment, man. That's just plumb being mean. But, I can be mean. See, people, I think that Todd Morris have a mental issue up in the brain. He doesn't think. He's not rational. He's paranoid, for one thing. All he talks about is Debbie Daly, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. How about talk about something funny? See, a real comedian takes their life and sort of like, okay, taking their life and put it into a comical way. That's what comedians do. That's what entertainers do. You are not no entertainer to me, Todd. You're just nothing but a little sad person, Todd. What my show is about mental nutcases like you, Todd, who's trying to hate a person over the internet. I think that people that following you, because you are making a fool out of yourself. Look at you, man. You ain't succeeding nothing. You're probably around maybe like, I don't know. You claim to be 30. But I'm not saying that you are or not. But dude, grow up. Oh, this is the freaking internet. So what? Just grow up and be a man. Because you are acting like a damn boy. That's a damn fucking truth. If you people believe that he is just a entertainer, then you guys are brainwashed by Todd Morris. Prankville. That's right, people. You are brainwashed of him. Because all this nonsense of saying Debbie Daly is a bad person. Do you know her personally, dude? Do you? You know, no. I am not white knighting anyone. I am just sticking up for my friends because that's what friends do for each other, is by sticking up for each other. Todd Allen Morris, you need to grow the fuck up. Because all you talk about is Debbie Daly. Debbie Daly. Debbie Daly. That's all you talk about. Do you have nothing else to talk about? Let's talking about politicians, video games, movies. What is going out in the world today? How can we make a difference rather than bashing someone over the internet? Are you freaking out of your mind? I think you are. I think you're so mentally unstable, Todd, that you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I went there, Todd. I went there. Yeah, and if you are listening to this, for which I don't care, kiss my ass. Yeah, and you call my girlfriend a bitch?
That's not nice. Your girlfriend is not a bitch, I'm sure. Kings. Kings of Talk. Is anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Did you miss me? Nobody's there? I'm assuming King went on break too. All right, well, I'm Debbie with you back here after going on.
Oh, I'm here.
Hola, King.
Hey, hola.
Now, you like The Undertaker, right? Does he kick...
Yes.
Can he kick the Nature Boy's ass?
What are you talking, man? He kicked Ric Flair's ass at WrestleMania, made him into a bloody pope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Was Ric Flair talking some shit?
Well, if I remember correctly, The Undertaker, say, hey, I want to wrestle you at WrestleMania. This is in the wrestling world, But anyways, Ric Flair said, I'm not going to do it. So first of all, he attacked his son. Yeah, basically. And then he said, sure, I will wrestle you. And then, all this building up.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a
this
little...
This is not his... Huh?
This was last year, am I right?
No, this was years ago, like around... I want to say around in the 2000s era. This is whenever he was on the motorcycle Undertaker, not the dead man persona.
Let's take a listen. It says that this happened. This happened on WrestleMania 18. It was The Undertaker versus Ric Flair. And it's looking like The Undertaker made a big mistake out of Ric Flair. If what I'm seeing looks right. Yeah, he is really. Yeah, he's like he's all bloody and everything.
Mm-hmm.
How did your buddy Todd Morris take that? Not very good, I bet.
Well, I didn't talk to him about it, but yeah.
Let's take a. Oh, here is his entrance. The Undertaker's entrance. I bet he's got the best entrance in the world. Here's Ric Flair talking about the Undertaker.
One of my best experiences in WWE has been the opportunity to work with the Undertaker. I'll never forget him asking me to work with me at WrestleMania 18. He didn't have an opponent. I would have to say the honor was all mine. There will never be another character like the Taker. And he is as responsible as anyone for the company's tremendous success for the past 20 years. When I was wrestling him in Toronto, I hadn't been in the ring much. Just how cool he is. And he knew I wanted to do the flip. He was going to give me a kick off the apron. So he threw me in and I missed it. And of course I was flipped. Walked back around the ring and his character picked me up, took me in the corner and said, "Kid, can you make it this time?" And I said, "I'll try."
And now let's hear The Undertaker talking about Ric Flair. Actually, on on Ric Flair's big farewell, his big retirement thingy. Here's The Undertaker's appearance at that. Let's take a lookie and see. That was weird sounding. Here we go.
Yeah, that was.
Tell you this much. I'm not a wrestler, but I would not want to be in the ring with this gentleman here. He absolutely looks very scary.
Well, then you should have seen him back in the
back
90s.
in the day.
Definitely in the 1999 one. Oh, word. Now that was the best Undertaker there is.
Well, let me tell you what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a man that is about as wide as a door. He's solid muscle. He looks like he's had steroids. He's got on a full-length black leather coat. He has on a black hat, like a cowboy hat. Mm-hmm. You can't see his eyes or anything. He's got on black gloves, black boots, and here he goes. He's now in the ring with Rick. Rick's looking a little nervous, I might say. And as he's scowling at Ric Flair, he's taking off the coat. Ric Flair looks a little nervous. He's definitely intimidating looking. Oh my gosh, he's mean looking. He's now bowing down as if to worship Ric Flair. He's giving him a hug. I'm thinking, and now he is now bowing down on his knees. and giving him the I'm not worthy, bringing Ric Flair to tears. He's still in the I'm not worthy position. And they end with a hug. Now, let me ask you something. Is Ric Flair the king of the wrestling world? Kings of Talk, is he?
Well,
now don't say that. Don't.
He is definitely a big legend in my eyes, but not
what?
in my opinion.
Well, no. I don't want your opinion. I want to know the collective's opinion. Is he the end all in wrestling? Is it Ric Flair? I mean, I'm not talking about young ones. I'm talking about just overall. Is he it in wrestling, Ric Flair?
Is he the number one?
Yeah, not so much in your opinion, but just in everybody's opinion. Is Ric Flair the big thing? Is he the big one? I know nothing about wrestling. Are you there?
Yeah, people have their own opinions. I think, and this is, The Undertaker was because...
Let me tell you, coming from somebody... I'm sorry to interrupt you, but coming from somebody who knows nothing about wrestling, I will have to tell you, I'd never heard of The Undertaker, but I had heard of Ric Flair. I had heard of the Nature Boy. The way he went, woo! Like that,
Woo!
And my shoe cost more than your house. He was always bragging and stuff. Funny stuff.
Yeah. But, I think in the wrestling world, yes. He is the number one. But, at the same time, though, that wrestling really kicked off, really, was with The Undertaker, because he was such a unique, different character that no one have ever tried before. No one even ever thought of this. See, Vince McMahon wanted a Western type of The Undertaker at first, at the very beginning. Western modified Undertaker. But yet he told Mark that you can create the character.
I've got the top 10 list of wrestlers. Number 10 is... Are you ready for this? Number 10 of all time, Mick Foley.
Mm-hmm.
Present worth $15 million. Number 9, The Undertaker. Present worth $16 million. Number 8, Shawn Michaels. Net worth $17 million he's made in wrestling. Number 7, Chris Jericho. Current net worth $18 million. Number 6, Kurt Angle. Are you familiar with that person? Kurt?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Present worth $20 million. Number 5 is The Big Show. Current net worth also $20 million. The Big Show. That's just some big guy. Kind of looks like Mr. Midnight Movie. All right. Number 4, Triple H. Current net worth $25 million. Number 3, John Cena. Current Current net worth, $35 million. Number 2, would you like to take a guess at who are the top 2?
Ric Flair.
Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
A net worth, he's only 36 years old, and in 10 years he has earned and is presently worth $45 million. Number 1.
Flair.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Current net worth, $70 million. WrestleMania 17 earned $1.4 million the first day. I mean, when it viewed on the pay-per-view, it reached $1.4 million in income. Number 1 in the world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Nobody was on top of wrestling industry as long as Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold Steve Austin reached unprecedented heights of popularity. Austin broke many of Hogan's records for the business, including pay-per-view buys. However, The Rock walked in and said, "Move over, Rover, let the big dog in." It said...
Well, they were back in the Attitude Era as well.
Steve Williams, the man behind the persona, had his dark days towards the end of his career. A neck injury suffered at SummerSlam 1977 cut his career off. He was also charged with domestic abuse in 2002. He has rebuilt his image, even legally changing his name from Steve Williams to Steve Austin. He has also, I'm reading about number 2 right now, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it says that number 1 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Ooh, that's a big guy. And it says, and I quote, "Whether you see him as The Rock, the pro wrestler, or Dwayne Johnson, the Hollywood megastar, this man is perhaps the most recognizable face in the history of professional wrestling. The Rock's,
he is.
The Rock's popularity has not dwindled after stepping away from the business that made him famous in 2004. In fact, according to his box office numbers for 2013, he may be more popular than ever. Forbes magazine has his estimated at $1.2 billion, topping any actor. His top roles included Fast 6, G.I. Joe, Pain and Gain. He also headlined WrestleMania 29 against John Cena, which also sold over 1 million in pay-per-view. The Rock has said that there was a time when he was 24 years old, having just been cut by the Calgary Stampeders practice squad of the CFL. He only had $7 in his pocket to his name. Nowadays, it pays to have looks, talent, and persona, and to be a major box office star. He debuted in WWE in 96, retiring in 2004. He has accomplished everything he could possibly wish to accomplish in wrestling in just a short span of 8 years. He still sits at number 1. And the 5 professional wrestlers who have gone broke. Number 1, Ric Flair.
Oh!
It's a problem that spans across the sports industry. However, people who are paid so much money, how do they find themselves broke? Well, considering that wrestlers have traditionally had to pay for their own travel expenses when you're on the road 250 days a year, that's a good chunk of your money right there. The rest is up to the wrestler on how they choose to use their money. Life in wrestling is not all bad. I kid you when I say that. They do have his picture on the cover. But number 5 that is now broke, Virgil. He was Mike Jones. He is completely broke. Last year, he was seen in a subway station in New York City trying to sell some of his memorabilia for cash. He is absolutely broke. Number 4, Perry Saturn. Perry Saturn was once considered a millionaire and is now seen regularly on Craigslist trying to sell different pieces of memorabilia. He actually got shot in the back of the neck trying to save somebody. Anyway, trying to save a woman from getting raped. Number 3, Jake the Snake Roberts. Broke.
Yeah.
Broke. He looks kind of overweight and out of shape anyway. It says he's had trouble with alcoholism, drug addiction, blah, 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 blah.
Well, actually, I heard that he gotten better, though.
Mm-hmm.
No more drugs.
Yeah, that's what it says.
No more alcohol. He's done with it.
It says he has battled and beat addiction, being in and out of rehab. However, he also got cancer, and he beat that too. So there you go. He's obviously number 2. Scott Hall. Scott Hall. Never heard of him. Scott Hall is another.
I have.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was a huge guy.
Guess who the number 1 most broke wrestler is in the world?
Who?
Ric Flair.
I knew it.
Ric Flair's long storybook career have seen him as one of the wealthiest wrestlers alive, but Flair constantly living a high-octane lifestyle has caused him to be broke. Flair has gone through 4 divorces, 7 legal issues, and most of all cannot seem to let go of the limelight. He seemingly retired from wrestling after a farewell match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 29. He quickly wanted to go back into wrestling and wound up in TNA for a few years. Flair has long been known to live extravagantly, eating at the finest restaurants, buying rounds of drinks for everybody in the place, and renting out entire bars. These activities have found him in constant debt. High Spots Incorporated even filed a lawsuit against Ric Flair, saying he had never paid back the $35,000 that they loaned him. Flair was facing 90 days in jail if his debts weren't paid, but thankfully someone came to his aid and paid off his debts. Luckily, since then, Ric Flair found himself a gig endorsing an energy drink, Fuel in a Bottle, which helped him recover somewhat financially. Flair is now back working with the WWE, and the company seems willing to work with him as long as he stays out of trouble in his personal life. One has to wonder if Ric Flair will ever be able just to relax and enjoy the normal life, or if he always has to live life in the fast lane. Maybe now that his daughter Ashley is signed by WWE, going by the in-ring name Charlotte, that'll give Ric Flair the motivation to keep his nose clean and be there for his daughter. Here's hoping to the expiring wrestlers realizing that careers are limited and they have time to think about financial planning and what they will do with their money after retirement. Very sad. Yeah, bad deal.
See? So, yeah. Todd Morris playing a broke guy. So, Todd Morris broke then, huh? No. That is no laughing matter because...
No, you never want to laugh at the downfall of others.
No. Because, that's what happens, People, I think what have happened that he was so far into his character, he didn't realize what he was doing in reality. Mm-hmm. Because that does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I think once he got back into reality, he would have thought, if I only saved my money properly, I would still be wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, heck, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but now, I'm glad I didn't.
Okay. Here are strange things people have done to avoid getting married.
What?
Strange things that people have done to avoid getting married. Now, it seems that number 6 is he called her by the wrong name. Zali, the groom, tried to marry his fiancée in China during a Western-style ceremony while the bride was standing in her wedding gown staring at the groom-to-be. Lee politely asked Zhao Ling, will you marry me? Thinking that it was an extremely romantic moment. The only thing is that Zhao Ling was his ex-girlfriend. And the one that was standing there looking at him was Zhao Ting, the one he was supposed to be marrying. And she slapped him in the face, ran out of the church, threw down the wedding ring, and said, I don't think so. Number 5. Well, killing your fiancé on the day of your wedding. In August of 2012, should have been the happiest day for Nicola Franklin's life. Instead, it ended up being the day she brutally murdered the man that she was going to marry. Billy Raphael Brewster was engaged to Nicola and was arguing with Nicola over some trivial matters. The couple had 2 children together who were also at home at the time when the fight escalated. According to reports, Nicola had not slept in several days and was upset over matters about the wedding. They were supposed to be wed at 10 a.m., and Nicola ended up stabbing her groom-to-be with a knife, and the relatives showed up from out of town expecting a wedding, and instead they went to a funeral, and Nicola went to prison for life. Number 4.
Wow, crazy.
He would rather set fire to the hotel instead of telling his fiancée that he was already married. In 2009, Toshuko Kawata of Japan had already been married for 15 years when he proposed to another woman that he'd been dating for 3 years. He popped the question. Toshuko promised to marry the fiancée at the Rizenair Hotel in Hokuto in 2009 while he was still married to his previous wife. Not getting a divorce, he did not tell his new girlfriend. He did not call off the wedding, so instead he decided to set fire to the hotel that they were supposed to get married in. There you go. Number 3, calling a bomb threat. Wow. Neil McCardle decided to be the perfect groom and make the preparations for his wedding himself. He had a to-do list but didn't bother to check it until the night before the wedding. Unfortunately, St. George's Hall in Liverpool, where the wedding was supposed to take place, was not available, and there was another wedding already occurring in that location. Upon realizing that he had made a mistake and did not go through the proper paperwork regarding the place he wanted to be married at, he did the only thing he thought that he could do. He called in a fake bomb threat to the local police station on the morning he was supposed to get married. They, of course, evacuate the building, and his bride-to-be was left standing outside in her wedding gown along with all of the guests in the wedding party. He was arrested, telling the police that he was the one who called in the fake bomb threat, and was jailed for several months. And the fiancé ended up staying with him, and they are still together to this day. Number 2, you could be what's called the runaway bride. It seems that Jennifer Wilbanks was engaged to marry John Mason in 2005, but mysteriously vanished as the wedding day approached. Her wedding day was supposed to have been on April 30th of 2005 in Duluth, Georgia, but Jennifer disappeared on April 26th, just 4 days prior. A nationwide search began on the same day, with the media having everyone thinking that something had happened to her. And on April 29th, one day before the wedding date, John received a phone call from Jennifer telling him that she had been kidnapped. She claimed that a Hispanic man and a white woman had taken her, and she was even sexually assaulted. Shortly after this, Jennifer was found. The accusations were proven to be false and fabricated, and she was arrested for filing a false police report. She did not go to jail, however, but received probation. And needless to say, John fell in love with somebody else and is happily married to this day. Number 1, faking your own death rather than saying, I really don't want to marry you. Alex Lancaster thought she'd found the man of her dreams while she was going to college in Connecticut. Alex was 23 years old, and she met Tucker Blanford, whom she fell in love with after knowing him for just a very short time. He treated her like a princess, celebrating every month that they were together, and even proposed to her. When Alex went back to her hometown in England, she thought she would be moving to the United States permanently. Tucker had told her that he booked a venue for 2 to wed, and blah, 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 blah. So here we go. Shortly before the 2 were supposed to get married, Alex received a phone call from a man pretending to be Tucker's father. He told Alex that Tucker had been very depressed and threw himself in front of a bus and committed suicide. Alex found out later that it was not true, that Tucker was still alive and well, but just didn't want to get married, and apparently this was the only way that he could get out of it. She also found out that he never even booked the place where they were supposed to get married and never even told his whole mother about the engagement. Damn, she ended up spending $1,200 for a wedding dress, and now she is actually in the wedding business. That's pretty funny, in the wedding business.
Wow.
You know what some people will do rather than say, I just don't love you anymore? It's one of the hardest things in the world to say. Are you there?
Yeah. Yes, it is. You know, that's why I say that, why do girls, well, I'm not going to say girls, but women like to play games? Instead of playing games, how about just tell that person, and that's the same thing with the guys as well, not just the women, but why they, you know, playing games, but instead of just to say, hey, I don't have the same feelings for you as I once did, you know, can we, you know, still be friends, you know? But yet, I think it is very hard to...
It's very hard to do. It took me 2 years after breaking up with somebody to tell them, I don't love you anymore. I mean, sometimes people just can't take a hint. You know, it's like, no. I haven't gone out with you in 6 months. I don't return your phone calls. What have I got to say? You know, and finally I said those exact words, and I sat and watched somebody's heart break. We're going to talk about the top 10 things that people fear the most. Number 10, getting murdered. Now, this is obviously an obvious fear, considering how permanent it is to be murdered, but you might think it would be farther up the list. But people are less likely to stress about it because it's kind of not likely to happen, is what I'm trying to say. What do you fear the most? Now, be honest with me. What is your biggest fear?
My fear?
No, the guy behind you.
Oh, hey.
I always say that.
I know that. I'm just trying to make a little joke out of it. To actually be alone.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let's just see where you fall. I've known people like that. I actually know. Yeah, that's...
I just don't want to be alone all of my life.
Now, are you talking about alone, like just during the day for a couple of hours or a day or two? Are you talking about never marrying and being alone for your life?
I'm talking about don't have no girlfriend. I'm talking about like relationship-wise.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, like getting married, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That is not my biggest fear, you know. It just, you know, I just want to have someone to be with me for who I am.
Okay, so your biggest fear is never getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have Win a Date with Kings of Talk. Number 2, being a victim to a hate crime. Now, a hate crime is motivated by prejudice, and ironically, it is brought on by ignorance. Cross burnings, lynchings are considered hate crimes, and they are often violent in nature. However, you have more things like hate crimes are like the recent lootings that took place in Ferguson, think that's called hate crimes. They do it because of hate. White power groups strike fear in the hearts of many. Those are heinous hate crimes. So there you go. Number 7. Being a victim to terrorism from another country, like the planes that hit the Twin Towers, or a nuclear attack.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, being mugged on the street. A lot of people, when they walk down the street, their hearts race as they fear being mugged or one of those type of things.
That's why I don't go outside at nighttime.
Can be very, 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 very scary. Okay, number 6, having your home burglarized. Somebody breaking in and holding you up with a gun is in the top 10. That's number 6. Your home being burglarized. It says that having somebody break into your home while you're away is bad enough, but to have the sanctity of your home violated while you're there is extremely scary. The idea of somebody breaking into your home while you're there takes that fear to an extreme level, a fear that has inspired many terrifying home invasion horror movies, like Check the Children. Number 5, having one of your children physically harmed at school. This obviously applies if you're a parent. Having one of your children physically harmed by a shooter is one of the top 10 fears of America. Number 4, having your car stolen or broken into. I, for some reason, haven't had any of these yet. Having your home burglarized when you're not home. I will admit that when we're away, I do worry about that, but I usually take care of that at the same time. Now, the next one I have actually been a victim to, and that is identity theft. In the year 2003, I've spoke many times about I went under the attack from somebody that was in my home and stole my entire identity. They got my driver's license, checking account, social security card, Visa card. They got everything, and they sold it. Instead of using it, they sold it for $6,000. They sold my identity. Somebody became me for 6 days. Number 1 fear striking the hearts of the Americans are, you ready for this?
Yes.
Having your email used by somebody else, having somebody impersonate you on the internet.
That is the biggest fear.
I don't agree with most of those. I think the biggest fears are, having a heart attack, getting in a car wreck. I mean, I can think of a lot of things that are a hell of a lot scarier than what they put in there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I do.
And also being alone. I'm not talking about, friends, anyone could have friends, but, feeling alone, that's a whole different, subject. Because having friends, goofing off, that is a different, how do you say, that is a different type of a connection rather than having like a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Well, let's get you out there and get you to meet people. Now we're going to talk about on the Titanic. The Titanic sunk in 1912. Early in the wee hours of the morning of April 15th of the year 1912, it sunk and is still sitting 2 miles below the surface of the cold, icy North Atlantic. Now, some people went down there at one point and they got some memorabilia, I guess you could say, and it was auctioned off and I'm going to tell you the 10 most expensive Titanic things that were sold and what they sold for. Captain Edward John Smith was the captain of the Titanic, Edward John Smith, and when he was on the ship that night, he had a cigar box. The cigar box sold at auction for a whopping $40,000. Okay? Number 2. Number 9. That was number 10. Number 9. The first deck plan, which is a piece of paper, sold for $49,000 in a auction in the United Kingdom. It's currently one of only 3 deck plans that are known to exist. It was given to a couple who boarded the Titanic when it first disembarked in the United Kingdom. Number 8, a life jacket off the Titanic. Just a single life jacket. Recently sold at auction for $55,000. Man. And it was the most expensive life jacket in the world, sold at auction. Number 7, a photo archive. Now, what this means is many images were taken in the middle of that disastrous night on the Titanic, but one of the most striking photos taken was the picture of the iceberg that actually struck the Titanic. This particular iceberg had red paint smeared along the bottom of it from the red paint of the Titanic's hull, which you can clearly see in the photograph. It also is the only photo of the iceberg in its existence, recently sold in the year 2012 for a whopping $125,000 at auction. A picture of the iceberg. Number 6, a copy of the menu. A copy of the menu featuring filet of Brill, chicken a la Maryland, corned beef, grilled mouton chops, custard pudding, salmon mayonnaise, potted shrimps, and the likes of that, sold at auction for, you ready for this? $125,000. Dated April 14th, 1912, obviously the day before the sinking of the ship. Somebody bid a lot of money and walked out with that little piece of paper for $125,000. How about that? Now, selling Kings of Talk for $138,000. $138,000. The price of most of our houses, okay, was a key. Just a simple key. It was used by, it was a master key by first class steward Edward Stone, and it went to a series of cabins. Stone perished along with 1,500 other people, but the keys were recovered off of his body later and returned back to his wife, who just recently auctioned them off for the key for $138,000. And it says on their RMS Titanic, first class, and it's got some other writing on it. How about that? Now, we have another key. 2 keys. We have a key. It says the Crow's Nest keys fetched more at auction than even the master key, which recently sold, for $147,000. And I'm sitting here looking at it. It's very rusty. The key was left behind in the ship and opened a box that held a pair of binoculars. And it was the actual key that was used when they were up in the Crow's Nest and said, "Oh, crikey, it's an iceberg! Port, hard to the port side!" And they were like, "Oh, shit." And they all panicked and everything. And that's the actual key that they used to get up into the Crow's Nest. Now, number 3, a pocket watch for $154,000. This pocket watch was also owned by Edmund Stone, the first class steward, who also owned the master keys to the first class cabins. This watch is unique because the hands on the watch stopped at exactly 2:16 a.m., which is the exact moment that Edmund Stone was thrown into the frigid Atlantic waters, selling at auction for $154,000. Now, number 2, for a whopping $362,000 is the actual ship plan. It's a piece of paper. It's got the actual, when you roll it out and you say, okay, here's this deck and here's that deck and here's this deck. It's a drawing. The ship plan to the Titanic measures 32 feet long and sold for almost $500,000 in the United Kingdom. It was built by naval architect at the White Star Line, and even though it's not the most expensive, blah, 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 blah. Number one, Mr. Kings of Taquito, a diamond bracelet off of the Titanic. This is not one single piece of memorabilia, but rather a collection. When added up, it all sold for $200 million. It says there were very many wealthy, famous people on the Titanic, and with them came rare, valuable pieces of jewelry. Many of these precious jewels were recovered at the site of the wreck and were the highlight of many auction events. The most impressive piece of jewelry was a diamond bracelet, which belonged to one of the deceased passengers of the tragedy and recovered by an expedition team in 1987, 2 years after the remains of the Titanic were first discovered at the bottom of the ocean. The diamond's bracelet has the name Amy engraved on it, as you can clearly see. There were only 2 passengers with the name of Amy on the Titanic, and it is assumed that it belonged to one of them. And that is selling for $200 million.
200 million? Oh, shoot.
Man, I think you got ripped off.
Damn.
Can you imagine? Let's start off the auction. Who'll give me 50,000? 50. I've got 50. Who'll give me 100? 150, 250, 750, 1 million, 1 million, 5, $200 million. Kings of Talk. Not 2 million. Not 2 million. Not 3 million. Not 140 million. $200 million.
Holy crap.
For a bracelet.
A lot of money.
For a bracelet. And I'm sitting here looking at the picture of it. And it's not even really that schnazola. It's got little tiny, tiny diamonds all over it. So, wow. Amazing. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. This is so fun. I never knew this was here.
And guess what? I have actually...
What?
You see, at that time, they said that the Titanic was indestructible.
Unsinkable.
But then I have actually Googled. There is a lot of conspiracies about this. They said, oh, our government planned this. And I'm thinking, hold up. How can our own government plan this? You mean they had remote controls, who actually can control the ship and run into the iceberg? I don't think so. Come on now. Use some logic sense. It was an accident, I believe that they did not know where they were going. And I believe that's what happened.
Welcome to the show, One Angry Jew.
What am I missing?
That a bracelet on the Titanic just sold for auction at $200 million.
What sold for $200 million?
A diamond bracelet worn by somebody named Amy on the Titanic.
That's cool. Not worn by me, and
it's a lot of money.
There you go.
A lot of money. It's a lot of money. 200. I mean, I'm not talking.
Said that 3 times already.
I mean, I'm astonished. $2 million? Are you kidding me?
Astonished.
Random Radio Network. Random Radio Network. What are you doing?
I'm just going to mumble.
Spamming my chat room with your show. Why are you doing that? If people want to listen,
Who cares what goes on in that stupid chat room?
Who loves the Jew? Do I love the Jew?
Everybody
I do. I love the Jew.
Oh, Random Radio Network. Let him spam my show. Whatever. I don't care. Spam it. If y'all want to go listen to him, please. I beg you. Jewish producer, you are one of my brethren. All right. Let's get back to top 10 reasons why we don't like the one angry Jew. Number 10. He interrupts people. Number 9. He interrupts people. Number 10. He interrupts people. Number 5. He interrupts people.
Don't forget number 4.
You interrupt people.
No, that's not number 4.
What's number 4?
He hangs up on people.
Aww. He knows that he lives up to his what you call it? His I'm totally drawing a blank. His reputation. Yeah. No. Did he hang up?
Hello?
He hung up on us.
Yes, he did.
Jew, come back, you little whiny baby. He's
funny.
No, he was probably wondering. He probably wanted to talk to Mr. Midnight Movie. I think he's been wanting to talk to him and wanted to see if he was on this show. We had a fun talk last night on Spreaker. We said a lot of nice things to each other, me and the Jew. We were talking to each other for our last thing. And I said to him, I said, hey, you know how much I love you. And, you know, he sent me an email and wanted me to look at some pictures. We're fine. We're good. So, let me say bye to him. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm talking to him on Skype,
But I believe this.
What?
Can we all just get along?
Well, that's a good question. Yes, we can. We can all get along, but people just refuse to get along for some reason. I don't know why people don't like to get along. They think it's funner to not get along. Boy, you're getting quite a show on Talk Shoe tonight, aren't you?
I guess so.
This should be one to boost your ratings, I hope.
You know, hey, if it does, shoot.
Nah. He said he's got too much work to do. He probably called me. He didn't know I was on the air. I bet he was just calling me because he calls me. We call each other a lot on Skype and just sit and chit-chat. Actually, he did. That's what he was doing. He was actually just calling me and called into the show accidentally. Because if you call me on Skype and I'm on the air, you actually go on the air. I should have told him I was on the air. I'm sorry for that. Let me see. Oops, I'm on the wrong keys. Should have told you I was on the air. Sorry. No, I like the Jew. I would call the Jew one of my best friends off the internet. And I would take up for him against anybody that tried to talk bad about him because he doesn't deserve it.
No.
No, he doesn't. He's a great guy. He's a really great guy. He's a great father. His son is lucky to have him. I would go so far as to leave. If my children were still small, I would leave them in the Jew's care for days. That's how much I trust this man. He's a good man, really good man, and I can't say enough good things about him. Don't believe anything you've ever said or ever heard about people. People lie on the internet about people. People on these internet radio talk shows, oh my God, they lie.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Lie, lie, lie. Anything
Lies,
yeah. Lies. That was so funny. Who did that? Goofy Bone, remember?
Yes, it was Goofy Bone.
Oh, that was funny. It was called Lies That Bathtub Girl Tells. And he did this intro that went, lies, 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 yeah. And then every night he would pick out a piece of audio. It was usually off of my show archive. And it would just be some random lie that Bathtub Girl told. Like, well, I actually, whatever. It was so freaking funny. And now that I think about it, I remember you liking that Kings of Talk. You thought that was funny.
Yes, I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I think, oh my goodness.
It was called. He would say, "And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that time of the night." It would go, "Lies, lies, lies, yeah," and then you would hear, it would go, "You liar, you liar, you told a lie." All this little audio, and then all of a sudden you would hear, "Well, I've actually been to I've actually gone to a university, and I'm going to get married," or some stupid, crazy lie that she would tell. So there you go. That's what Kings of Talk is laughing about.
Oh my God. It's just like, oh my word.
Google is taking voice commands. Did you know that?
Huh?
Okay, Google. Lies.
Lay of a person or animal, be in or assume a horizontal or resting position on a supporting surface.
To lie. Get it? Get it? To lie. To lie down. Let's do another one. Wait. Shh. Ready? Be quiet. Okay. Debbie Daly. There it is. The Debbie Daly Show online, Blog Talk Radio. How funny. It shows. Okay, let's try one more. Okay. Ready? Watch. The Undertaker. Mark William Cataway, born March 24th, 1965, better known by his ring name The Undertaker, is an American professional wrestler. He is currently employed by blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's try another one. Ready? Okay. Shh. Bill Wagner Crew. The Bill Wagner Crew are a bunch of failed trolls that wishes they could be known as the Lulsack or Anonymous. Let's try another one. Ready? Todd Morris of Prankville. And it gives right here his Twitter and his Prankville thing, all of his things live on Spreaker, and his talk show things. Let's try another one. Okay. Kings of Talk. Kings of Talk on TalkShoe.com.
Yes.
How funny. It finds them. That's so funny. Let's try one more. Okay. Rabbits Who Kill. How to eliminate 101 rabbits from my flower garden. How to kill rabbits with poison. Ugh, that's horrible. That's so sad.
No.
Oh, my God. Why do rabbits kill their young? All right, let's try something else. Basset hounds.
Here is some information about Basset Hound.
The Basset Hound is a short-legged breed of dog with the hound family, as well as one of the 6 recognizable Basset breeds of France. Furthermore, Bassets are scent hounds, which are originally bred for the purpose of hunting rabbits and hare. And the most popular one in the whole world is Fufu. No, I'm joking. Okay, tell me. Okay, you say something when you hear the thing, say something. Ready? Go. Kings of Talk.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything. Okay, ready? 3. Wait.
What do you want me to say?
You have to give something for Google to search in 3, 2, 1.
Bathtub girl?
Okay, again.
Again, another time, once more.
It got the word again. Okay. When I say 3, 2, 1, don't say just say what you wanted to search. 3, 2, 1.
Bathtub girl.
It picked up bass cover girl for some reason. It didn't. I don't know why. We'll try it. I'll do it. Let's see. Bathtub girl. There it is. Bathtub girls are all but free. Bathtub girls to learn their fate. Dad left 14-month-old Bronx girl to drown in bathtub. How is your relationship with Bathtub Girl, would you say? How would you...
Honest to truth, I don't have no darn relationship. You know, I've been trying to find, you know, what she claims to be. You know, she basically claims to be a activist for the Down syndrome people and for the gay people, and couldn't find her.
And in reality, she sits at home and sucks on a bottle of Sky vodka on webcam for people that she doesn't know and talks bad about Debbie Daly. So that's what we have here. Well, Kings of Talk, I think it's time to come to an end, our beautiful show to come to an end tonight. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And the outro song that I have chosen for tonight, my sweet, and thank you for having me on your show. Thank you for inviting me to be on your show. I'm sorry I was late, but I had the
that's all right.
I had the bablet, and I got rid of the monster finally, but no, I'm joking. And our outro this evening is dedicated to Bathtub Girl. And I will see you next time for the Kings of Talk. I'm Debbie Daly, and say goodnight, Kings of Talk.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Told me you love me, so I don't understand why promises are snapped in two, words are made to bend. Bigger, better, some stolen from Japan, collected from around the world, catch you if they can. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Do I have to catch you out to know what's on your mind? Well, Cleopatra died for Egypt. What a waste of time. The white ones, the red ones, some you can't disguise.